Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Random Show episode number 156 with your host, Agostino Zinga. This is Random Show episode number 156 with your host, Agostino Zinga. And I hope you are doing well wherever this live stream may find you. I hope you are doing swimmingly. Big up everybody's going to be joining the chat later on along the line. A bit of a late notice one to get over some stuff that's happened right about now, fresh off the press. Brendan's having a bit of a back and forth with flipping Logan Paul, which is fucking hilarious considering how much he's been trying to suck off the Paul brothers for a very, very long time, despite his really big age. It's kind of cringe. And now that they're kind of dunking on him, it's kind of even more cringe and even more funny. We're going to talk about that, talk about some of the fallout from the Drake album concerning Joe Budden, DJ AKADEMIKS, Birdman, all these type of random people, YAYA as well as included. And we're also going to cover some other normal stand-up Brendan stuff as well. Regular programming has consumed, you know the vibes. If you enjoy the show, you see what you like what you see, make sure you're smashing the like button down below to show me some level of appreciation. If you don't want to do that, I also understand, but please know that I'm going to shame you, I don't know, and trick you into feeling that kind of weird white guilt that people have when they put, black squares on their profile, or they have flipping BLM written on their fucking bios. I will do that to get my likes. Don't make me do that, so make sure you give me my likes. But thank you for those of you who are tuning in regardless. Thank you for those of you tuning in regardless. So before we don't waste any more time, let's just jump right into it. I wanted to just jump into it and speak about some of the fallout from the Drake album, because I think it's been pretty insane how much drama this album has caused for people. People are really going overboard and crying and whatever it may be. And some of the reactions have been strange. I've seen some people out there essentially saying that Drake is having some sort of mental breakdown. I've seen some people basically saying criticism is dead. I've seen some people trying to suck up. I've seen some people trying to align with Joe Budden. It's been really strange how it's all kind of drawn out. But in my humble opinion, I don't think it's that big of a deal. It really isn't that big of a deal personally. But I wanted to check in with DJ AKADEMIKS and see what he's saying, because he has the ear of Drake. He was able to get on the phone with him and have a discussion about everything that transpired. And he has some interesting insights that I want to comment on. This is via his channel, King AKADEMIKS. And let's go through the clip where he kind of speaks about what's occurred ever since the Drake album dropped. So I'm going to react to this in real time, so please bear with me whilst I react to this. I'm going to stop it a few times, so if you want to watch it yourself, you can. The title of the video is there. You can see it on his channel if you want to watch it, but I'm going to react to it as we are streaming. So let's go.
I'm going to tell you some fallout that's happened thus far. I talked to Drake. Yes. Actually, let's start there. So, remember last stream, right? Again, just that everybody knows. And again, I know some people, there's some people, I won't even call them fans. I would just call them people who want to be entertained. That they watch these streams and they, they have a selection bias in the sense that they want to see whatever is the most entertaining, right?
Self-awareness and understanding from AK. He can be very emotional, right? He can sometimes go a little bit too crazy, but I think one of the reasons why he's quite entertaining and quite fun to watch sometimes is that he is quite self-aware. He knows kind of his position, he knows where he stands, and he also understands why people maybe have a good time laughing and dunking on him online. He kind of understands the lay of the land, and he played his position really well, and of course it's been super lucrative for him. So W for him for being aware of what's actually going on and knowing it's not a fucking personal thing, you know what I mean?
So whatever that fits their narrative, they're gonna go with. For example, act salty over a call. You know what I mean? I think people you would know if I was salty over a call or something like that. But those people are always gonna exist, right? But there's the people who actually kind of get at least what's going on. And I guess I explained for you guys. But anyway, I'll give you an update. So we talked about the album last time, and I remember I told you Drake hit me up during stream, right? So, you know, I didn't hit him back. I kind of just, shit, everything's live. So I told you, I was like, yo, Drake hit me up. I didn't really tell you everything he said, but like not everything was too nice. I'm gonna be honest. But he was like, yo, damn, bro, like you salty? And I was just like, where did he get that from? Now, we actually, you know, or we sent messages back and forth afterwards. And here's the hilarious part about it, which I figured. So Drake hits me back, right? Because I responded after I got off stream. And he hits me back and he says, yo, dog, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even watch the stream. Yachty hit me up and told me, yo, why act going crazy on you? Like, I'm like,
oh, that's looking wild on Lil Yachty if true. If Lil Yachty's out here watching academic streams, then running back and telling Drake he's taking the piss out of you, he's saying mean things about you and that kind of vibe, that's making Lil Yachty look kind of lame. I didn't know how much people disliked Lil Yachty until this album dropped. I really had no idea. I guess there's a population, there's a segment of hip-hop fans online who go out of their way not to listen to Yachty. I think so. But if they have to, they skip over his verse. Because I think some people were saying the same thing about the single he put out recently with the crazy good J. Cole verse on it. People are saying, oh, they took the tune, they cut out his verse and just had the Cole verse on loop. They just, you know, they don't want to hear him. So those people that go out their way not to hear Yachty were probably annoyed that he was involved so heavily with the Drake album, because it was like he was being forced down their throat again. And then some people have also got a problem with him hanging around with Drake because they don't want him influencing Drake's music because they don't like his music. And I guess there are also some people out there who probably wish they could be him and be best friends with Drake. But I didn't know how much people disliked Yachty's music and his rapping. Really didn't until this Drake album dropped. I was like, rah, boy, he's got a lot of people out there that really don't like him. And I think a lot of people who have kind of seen how he's, you know, been pally with Drake, and he's on the plane, he's got the OVO tattoo, you know, people kind of maybe look at that and think he's being a bit corny, a bit lame, a bit extra, but clearly the feeling's mutual because Drake shouts him out and calls him his best friend and stuff, so they clearly have a close relationship. But Ak is also a bit of in a weird position here because he made some mad rant about how he's not really a big Drake fan. He's just a yes man. He wasn't honest with him about the album and about his verses and shit. So it must be an interesting dynamic going on here. And in a way, Drake is sort of playing them both off each other in a weird way. It feels like, you know what I mean? Ak wants the approval of Drake. What seems to be happening is two things. Ak is being extra hard. No, Ak's being extra critical. And actually, he's speaking about music for once, which is fucking entertaining to watch. He's not just talking about fucking first week sales. So he's being quite critical of the music, but wanting to be honest, even though Drake's his GOAT. But then in his eyes, he feels like he's kind of like sucking up to Drake. So they're both playing opposite kind of roles. One's playing the suck up role. One's playing the I'm going to be over a critical role in an effort to try to be Drake's friend. It's really odd. That's what it kind of feels like at the crux of it. Both guys are competing for Drake's friendship. Very, very odd, very cringe behavior, but I think that's what's going on.
What? Yo, Yachty. Real talk, that's what he said. He said, yo, Ak, when I hit you with that message, I wasn't even watching. He was like, yo, I think he was performing, right? Remember, he did 2 nights. He was like, yo, I had the best nights of my life. You know, he really had fun just like closing out that tour and celebrating this album release in Toronto. And he was just like, bro, I was on like an all-time high. Like I had the best night of my life. And he was like, yeah, I didn't watch it. So he's like, yo, I'm and not that Yachty told him some crazy, but Yachty was just like, yo, Drake, why this nigga act going crazy on you like that? So he didn't really see or...
Yo, big up my G's in the chat. Wagwan Teju. Big up Frigsy, Perk, Caseload Moses, I see you. Big up Uche, Wagwan my G. Big up Crash, Sarlux, Andre J. Big up.
Understand or even know any contextual premise around anything I said. So I think that's where me and him started. That's where his message came from. And I'm hoping he probably saw shit afterwards, because for him to admit that, that's probably him saying, yo, bro, what I said initially was me blindly. Like, my mans told me you was wilding. So I'm like, yo, bro, whatever. And you know, he also clarified on the Joe Budden thing, and we're gonna talk about a few of those things. Again, I'm not gonna make this all.
Come on, get to the point, bro.
I don't care. We're the ones who made it popular and made it now that it's normal to call him a GOAT. He is the GOAT, but that doesn't mean that should give him an ego that says nobody could tell me shit. That's a very dangerous place to be. That's just being honest. Everybody deserves critique. Me too. Like, even if you watch me every day, like, you might be like, yo, Ak, yo, I like when you used to do this better, or damn, shit, them streams back then.
That's not the right thing though, is it? Because Ak was banning people in his chat and in his Reddit when they were giving him critique about the girl thing he was going through. He could argue and say that was personal, but there is definitely something about content creation that gets people to the point where you normally start off being somebody that's very in touch with your viewers and your fan base. Then the bigger you get, the more out of touch you get with your fan base and the more sensitive you get to criticism. It's strange, isn't it? Because you think it's like a symbiotic relationship, right? The person gives you content, you watch the content, you enjoy it, and you kind of have this back and forth. But for some reason, the bigger some people get, they kind of forget that back and forth and they just think they're like the God Supreme or whatever, and nobody can say anything to them, whether it's critical or not. It's very strange. I kind of operate mainly from like a very purist artistic kind of point of view, because that's sort of like how I've kind of approached most of my things in life, whether I'm DJing, whether I'm drawing, whether I'm making clothes or whatever it may be. I'm always approaching it from the point of view of like, what would I enjoy? And then if I enjoy it, then I hope other people enjoy it. But I'm not in the process of like trying to make people happy or whatever. Maybe, you know what I mean? I'm just doing whatever I can do, the best I can do of my ability. And if people fuck with it, they fuck with it. But I'm also not somebody that gets super touchy and whatever in my feels if somebody gives me critique or says they don't like what I do. I acknowledge it. It's not going to change what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to ban people or block people. Do you know what I mean? It's just, that's just a bit lame. But I think there is something about becoming popular that does that to people. And I don't know why that is, because I've seen it with Ak. He started to do a little bit of that as well. He started to get a little bit touchy, a little bit twitchy when people come back and say things to him. Even the thing with the live show, he was very kind of, you know, squeaky bum time when it came to his live show about the tickets and shit. He was not really receptive to people, you know, dunking on him or cussing him out, even though he's the one that's been on his stream cussing out others for getting low ticket sales. So I don't know. There is something about making it in content that just warps your brain and makes you unaware and just a little bit of a CUNT. I don't know why that is, but I guess that's the case.
Was hitting more. It is what it is. And even if I disagree, I should be able to listen to what you're saying or read it or whatever. And even if I just disregard it, you know what I mean? I shouldn't take it that personal, right?
Agreed.
So that was mainly my message, right? And secondly, my message was, dog, we hold you to a higher standard. You're getting judged on a really unrealistic standard. And, you know, I don't even think that there's any apology needed for why you're being judged this, you know, meticulously, because it's a reason why we called you the GOAT.
Am I the only person that is just doesn't get why people are reacting so strongly to this album? It was made on tour, and it's still, I think, better than Certified Lover Boy and what's the other Drake album that came out before that? I'm surprised why it's divided so much opinion. People are acting like it's the worst thing they've ever heard from him. Drake has got worse projects than this, in my opinion. I think it's right up there. I think it's better than Certified Lover Boy, and I also think it's better than what? What's the last album that came out? It's probably on the same level of like Dark Lane demo tapes, More Life, Honestly Nevermind. It's in that same sort of realm. I don't understand why it's getting this type of reaction. It sounds pretty good. It's one of the better ones. Like I said in my review, I honestly think this Drake album, looking at the track list now, I think the first 13 tracks or 15 are bangers, in my personal opinion. The first 15, which is just over 60%. And then you could take a couple of tracks from the second half and include them. That'll make it 70 to 80%. That's a pretty good number. I'm surprised it's getting this much reaction. Like, what did you expect the album was going to sound like? Like, he made it on tour. He delayed the release by a couple of weeks also to kind of add more time onto it. You know, it's really polished, I feel like. Compare this to the last album that he did on tour that didn't get a good reception. What was that one? The one with the fucking Future with the diamonds on it. That's the last one I remember he did on tour, right? Yeah, what was it called? What Time to Be Alive. Do you remember when that dropped? How people were upset about What Time to Be Alive with Future? and that was made on tour. I think that was during they made that on tour when they were on tour together, right? Drake and Future, and I thought that was terrible personally. But I think for all the dogs is definitely up there in terms of his discography. Obviously, it's not the best album he's ever dropped, but it's definitely much better than people are making out to be. People are going on like it's the worst thing. It's like, come on, bro.
You know, I mean, you have a different standard than everybody else. He did speak a little bit about Joe, and he explained to me, and
okay, well, Queso Mode says it's not about the album. Its problem is Drake is trying to be young. And to the core Drake fan, he's calling his old. Oh yeah, no, true. I think they're going to talk about this now. The whole young thing, I think, is lame. The whole insult about, oh, you're acting too young. It's like, bro, it's like Taylor Swift. How old is Taylor Swift, by the way? Let me just check this out. Taylor Swift age. I've never known this. Taylor Swift age. Oh my God. She's okay, cool. I had no idea she was 33. Does Taylor Swift act 33? If you saw her, would you think she's 33? She's a pop star. You have to kind of, you know, act a certain way to kind of sell those type of records. She kind of has to appear like she's in her mid-20s or late 20s to sell the records that she's selling. You kind of have to be a bit whimsical. So I think with Drake, he's doing the same thing. In order to be at the top of his class, he has to kept himself tapped in with all the youngsters and shit, you know? So that's what he's basically doing. And he does a really good job at it, I think. I think he does a good job of kind of marrying the two, being very tapped into the youth. I don't think he panders to the youth. He's not out here trying to look younger than what he is. He looks like a grown man. But sonically and musically wise, he can match with the best of the kids up there. Like, you know, he's definitely still able to compete with those kids that are coming up at the moment. So I don't understand the whole too old thing. It's a bit strange, really. Like, you're aging out Drake when he's what, 30s? What is he? How old is actually Drake anyway? Is he late 30s? I'm assuming, right? Yeah, come on. You're trying to say Drake is like Jay-Z because he's 36. Like, you guys need to relax, man. The fans are going crazy, man. Honestly, I really don't understand what's happening out here. Let's continue.
You know, let me see. We're gonna get into, you know, because I've seen Birdman. A lot of people have jumped into this. This is crazy now. You know, you the GOAT, but you got to be able to take criticism. Like, what's going on here, right? And he's like, no. He's like, the criticism is not the problem. He's like, yo, if Joe or you, anyone else, y'all get on your platform, y'all like my album, don't like it, y'all hate it, that's all good. Like, if you're just talking about the music, that is all good, right? And I think, by the way, our conversation chat, I think we were pretty much talking about music, right? So, you know, I think that's why he was trying to tell us, oh, I didn't hear exactly what you said.
I'm happy he said that, because what I'm hearing now, it validates my opinion and what I said earlier. I don't think Drake was annoyed that Joe Budden said he didn't like his album. That's not what he was pissed off about. Drake was pissed off about the little spicy little jabs he throws in there. And to be fair, there's one of the things that annoys me and why I stopped listening to Joe Budden in the first place. One of the first reasons why I stopped listening to Joe Budden podcast was because of the fallout. When they all broke up, it kind of crushed me. I'm not going to lie. As losery as that kind of sounds, I had an extreme parasocial relationship with the Joe Budden podcast. Like, those guys were basically my friends, right? I used to listen to that shit all the time. When I'd go to work, I'd fucking save the podcast and listen to it on the way back to work. I'd fucking listen to it at lunch. Like, I was loving that podcast. I was in love with that podcast. Loved everything about it. I saw them when they came to the UK on tour, like crazy. I was a big fan of that pod. And the whole premise of the podcast was that Joe Budden was this failed rapper who never made it in rap, was never really kind of acknowledged, never got his flowers. He then goes into a career doing podcasting with his friends. They make it and they become one of the most popular hip-hop, black culture podcasts in the scene. And he basically is able to make it with his friends. He's able to kind of, like, you know, be a part of hip hop, be acknowledged as somebody prominent in the industry, and do it with his friends. So he's able to kind of come up, started from the bottom, and now I'm here with all his boys, and they're all rich because they're doing this pod together. It was like an amazing story, right? It was kind of like a podcast version of Entourage. But then obviously the truth of the issue is that behind the scenes they were having issues, and it came to a head where unfortunately Rory and Moore had to leave because they had issues with Joe and the accounting and whatever, and credit, who knows, but essentially you would assume it's probably money and whatnot. And Joe's behavior the entire time with the breakup was so like surprising, because he was doing all the things that you thought he wouldn't do because of the treatment he got in the music industry. He was really dismissive of his friends' contributions and what they did. He was super egomaniacal. He was narcissistic. You couldn't tell him anything. Like, he was being a real cunt during that time. And I was like, you know what? I'm not vibing with this. Like, I never liked him alone, to be honest. I was never a fan of Joe before the pod. He was tolerable because of the pod, because of his friends. Like, when you saw him around his friends, you saw, oh, this guy's actually pretty decent. He seems like a cool dude. So when the friendship thing broke down, it was like you're just left with him. You're like, I don't really like you as a person, so I'm going to tap out. So I tapped out. No problem, right? But having known Joe and listened to the podcast for a long time, I think even he would probably admit this. He's a very catty kind of guy, right? He doesn't say he doesn't say things nicely. He always likes to throw a little jab here and there. In general, anyway, I think I was talking to somebody, I think maybe Natashki earlier, I was saying, I've never really liked men like that anyway. I wouldn't even call it sassy. I just don't like guys who have that kind of almost feminine trait of just being bitchy. I've always hated it. I don't know why, but it's always kind of grated me. Guys who go out of their way to kind of be, to say things to get a reaction out of you, and then when you go and step to them, they act like they didn't say nothing. Like, I hate all that shit. It's really annoying. I wouldn't even call it passive aggressive. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it disgusts me. And Joe's got that in spades. So he does it a lot. He'll say something critical, constructive, but then he'll kind of lace it with a bit of jabs, with a bit of spice. It's a bit too much. So when I heard Joe Budden say what he said to Drake about the album on the podcast, I was listening as a fan, as a former fan. I could hear what Drake would probably be offended by, and what he was offended by was the little jabs of Drake essentially calling him a pedo, right, in a roundabout way. Hey, why you keep fucking 25-year-olds? Fuck people your own age. He kind of age shamed him. I had to Google your age. I have to see how old you are. Now I know how real old you are. Do you know what I mean? Like, those kind of little jabs. It's just unnecessary. But that's what Drake does. Sorry, that's what Joe does. And allegedly, they're meant to be friends. Drake and Joe are kind of friends behind the scenes, allegedly. So you can imagine how Drake would feel if he sees somebody who he's meant to be cool with just throwing unnecessary jabs in there, like age shaming him, talking about the girls that he's fucking. It's like, bro, we were just fucking the same girls yesterday. Why are you now getting on your platform and trying to make it seem like I'm some other guy and trying to open the doors to the whole pedo? Like, it gets a bit weird. So I had a feeling Drake didn't have an issue with what Joe said about the album. He probably doesn't give a fuck, but it's just more so Joe having those extra spicy bars pinning at him, and then obviously him thinking, hey, hold on, you are nowhere near me of my level, and here you are talking about me and what I should be doing. You never were any bit successful in anything that you did, so obviously that'll be the extra spice coming from him. But I never for once thought Drake was like, oh, impervious to criticism, because Drake has been getting ripped from the moment he came into hip hop, right? He's never really had a universal love really from people online. People have always been dunking on Drake. The light skin thing, the grassy, the how he puts his face, pouts when he takes pictures, his clothes, the hairstyles. Like, people dunk on Drake all the time. So I don't think he would have, if he didn't snap before, he's not gonna snap now. He just doesn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, he's successful enough to probably know that stuff is just noise and just a bit of fun online. And he also doesn't take himself too seriously, it seems like. So I was really surprised when everyone was like, oh, he's really emotional, he's getting sensitive, he's triggered. It's like, I don't think that's the case. I just think he's annoyed that his friend, somebody that he knows, is taking personal digs at him. That's basically it. I think so anyway.
With Joe, though, I think because it was plastered all over social media. Remember, I was doing it live. His shit was all on Instagram, this and third. He said with Joe, and I think he reached out to Joe, he said, he pretty much gave me a gist of the convo. He's like, he told Joe, like, yo, bro, just don't get on your platform and talk about me like you don't respect me. You know what I mean? Like, don't talk about me like there isn't some respect there between us as men.
Exactly.
And he's like, just don't get on there talking spicy about me as a person, right? It's like,
Man, this all but confirms the next podcast, the next Joe Budden podcast that everyone's looking forward to. People are looking forward to hearing Joe Budden crash out. It's not going to happen. Act just confirmed that Drake and Joe had a conversation privately since the whole dunking online. So most likely we're not going to get a crash out from Joe Budden. He's going to play it cool. He's going to be like, yeah, we spoke. He's going to do that whole fake humble, reflective thing. You know, he might take a couple of jabs here and there, but he's not going to say nothing. Annoying, man. I wanted him to crash out and actually entertain us, but since I spoke behind the scenes, he's going to, you know, he's going to play his position and keep it moving. Fuck.
If you don't like the music or you do like the music, those are all opinions that are entitled to you. But if you get up on there, and I think he specifically said it was just like, you start like aiming like super personal shots at me about me and my character and just how I'm living in terms of, yo, you're hanging with little niggas, and yo, you're running around here fucking all the 25-year-old women. And he's like, yo, this thing is just making this shit up. Like, that's not actually even reality. Like, you know what I mean? But that's a personal shot. He's like, of course I'm going to take it a certain type of way. The dude is attacking me personally based on him having a critique over the music, right? And you know what? I understood that.
Yeah, I get it too. That's it. I don't really go through the whole thing, but it makes complete sense. Again, I think I'm really perplexed why there's been so much conversation or backlash against the album. I don't understand it, but it is quite refreshing to see on social media people talking about music. That's been nice to see. People critiquing or looking back at other previous Drake albums and saying what they liked about this, what they didn't like about that. It's been good to see, because I'm so bored of the first week numbers discussion and shit and who's selling out what. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, let's talk about the quality of the tunes. Like, can you imagine hearing this in the club? Is this a good R&B record? Do you like that chorus? Was that verse good? Like, that's what I want to hear. That's what I want to see on a timeline. That's actually, in my opinion, what's going to improve these artists that we all love and know. If you're a consumer and you're demanding, or you're talking about these type of things, on the timeline, it's probably going to make your favorite artist, you know, pick up a pen and write something new, or put together a new track, or think of a new scheme, or think of a new theme or new approach to recording. That's what's actually going to push them to make good work. But if you're out here just talking about first week numbers and whatnot, what they're going to do, they're going to keep giving you first week numbers music. So I actually do like the conversation. I think the backlash has been a bit overcooked. Because like I said, I honestly do think For All the Dog is one of Drake's better albums, especially in recent years. I haven't even listened to Certified Lover Boy again since it dropped. I can't even name you one track on the album. I didn't like that at all. I think For All the Dogs is definitely one of the far better ones. And yeah, man, I think it's going to age pretty well. I think over the next couple of months, while people kind of live with it and shit, and you hear it out and about, I think people will start to enjoy it, because I think, again, the first half of it was really good. I really enjoyed the first half. I was like, the first half was banging. And then now, obviously, afterwards, it kind of fell off a cliff, but it was still good. It was still 15 tracks, good ones from Drake is a lot, because, you know, he puts a lot of tracks on his albums and he runs through tracks and shit. So I'm with it. I'm with it. Moving on from that, we have another thing to talk about. What let's talk about here? So we spoke about the Drake thing. We got a random update here from RAQI Thunder, I think her name is. The law around this woman is that she was one of Joe Budden's friends. She appeared on Love and Hip Hop at one time, but her and Joe fell out in a big way. Like, they don't like each other at all. So she then went online and essentially tried to cap, or tried to, like, what do you call it? I don't know. What did she do? She tried to suck up to Joe in a way. Even though her and Joe aren't friends, she tried to suck up to him by addressing this story to Drake, thinking Drake cares about her. It's fucking weird. But anyway, let's hear what she had to say. And again, this is another reason why being a celebrity is pretty cool, isn't it? Right? Because even your enemies, if you got clout, they will always want to suck up to you, especially if you're in the media and your name is viral, right? Because I think she's probably seen, you know, fucking Joe's name was fucking trending alongside Israel, Hamas, and fucking Palestine, and she wanted to jump on it and get involved and, you know, jump on the fucking algorithm train. So that's probably one of the benefits of being famous. Even people that don't like you will have to talk about you. It's fucking crazy. Anyway, what did RAQI say? RAQI for real said, "Dear Drizzy, I wanted to wait for the hype to die down, or lack thereof," oh, look at that little bar there, "before throwing my 2 cents on the table, but with all due respect, the body of work you produced was merely cute at best. That hurt to say, but unlike your inner circle, someone had to say from their chest. It's hard watching a top 5 artist of all time chisel themselves out of hip-hop's Mount Rushmore. Beloved, did you say you paid girls rent and that was the money that you could have went to the guys? That line alone is enough to send millions to vaginas into Desert Storm. Whoa. You got it to still be trill, but you're bored and complacent, and that's okay. But relax on the album drops. The great thing is the silver screen desperately awaits you. You got that. As far as the knee-jerk reaction to Budden, that dude got a vault full of pillow talk from the trail of girlies you've left behind you. I say you both pop the keys to the safe and get to work. Record for record could be the jolt the people need for the culture. We both know, even with the lack of star power in the arena, Joseph's pen, I was always about to say Joseph's penis. Joseph's pen is vicious. This is constructive criticism with love, with a splash of Sunday boredom. We'll delete soon, but goddamn, pour gasoline on everything and everyone that doesn't redirect your energy away from there. The best of last two albums landed. Yuck, man. Have some shame, RAQI. What the fuck was that? Absolute yuck, bro. She's trying to suck up to both Drake and Joe. Joe hates her. Drake doesn't know she exists. And she's also trying to what? Show off her I don't know. Whatever. This woman is fucking blockbuster. Absolutely horrendous. Who the fuck was that? And what the fuck was this? To make matters worse, Drake's dad jumped into the beef, which is super lame and super cringy. I'm sure Drake's not happy about that. Drake's dad went in on Joe also. This is what Drake's dad said. The real Dennis G. He said, "It's a fucking shame that a young artist can't do his own thing and enjoy his glory without an old hater motherfucker trying to bust his bubble because he has nothing going on. And to mention or put a limit on what age anyone should be dealing with anyone is none of your goddamn business, as long as they're all legal age. I'm sick of these old fucking haters fucking with my son. If you don't like what he does, keep it moving, motherfucker. He's not bothering you." Yo, Papa, relax, man. Papa, chill. Papa, chill. You're going too crazy here. I love how he's saying, he mentioned the thing about the girls fucking because Dennis G allegedly is out in these streets. He's out here knocking down those 25-year-olds and younger. So he didn't want anyone to try and shame him out of some fucking pussy. You know what I mean? He wants that young pussy. You don't kind of shame me out that pussy. Yo, Drake's dad is on some madness, bro. He absolutely going for it. Go on, Dennis. Dennis is not having it. My G. All right. Dennis gave Drake the business over there. Then we got a couple of funny other things to post here. Azealia Banks jumped into the beef. Azealia Banks jumped into the beef, as you can see here, courtesy of Pop Bass. Let's see what she has to say, because she's always got some fantastic reads for the people them. And I wonder, is she backing Joe or is she backing Drake? I think she's probably going to back Joe and diss Drake, I'd assume. She looks like somebody that wouldn't like Drake. So let's see what Azealia Banks has to say about Drake. So the first post. This is her response to the AKADEMIKS, the comment, the reply that, you know, Drake did to Joe, where he kind of read him, right? So she's replying to that. She says, "Does Drake know his nose job and liposuction is not hip-hop? Does Drake know that no one who actually understands hip-hop, a culture born from oppressed, don't really care about his soft-toothed, colonized, confused, mixed-race, fussy smile attempts to exhibit the true authenticity of an actual MC? Does Drake know this desperate attempt to gangsterize Canadian street life is an all-encompassing failure in of itself?" She said did Drake get a nose job and liposuction? I don't know. Maybe the lipo might have happened, but did he get a nose job? If he got a nose job, why does he nose look like that? When people get nose jobs, usually they want to get like a crazy European one or get that Michael Jackson thing. What did he get nose jobs to do? What did he do? Did he just tighten it up? I don't really know. I've never heard of a nose job thing. The liposuction thing I've heard, but I've not heard about the nose job thing. Interesting. What's the next insult she's got here for him? The next screenshot. Azealia Banks on Drake. Also, can hip-hop get any more trashy? Does Birdman know how low IQ, tacky, how much of a fucking loser he looks threatening Joe Budden via the internet? Like, ... You couldn't get arrested for that, Birdman. Can you just make some more lugs and quit threatening people online before you get arrested? I like how she's not really saying what she thinks about Birdman because she knows Birdman will pull up. She's not being as spicy. You see how Azealia Banks is tempering what she's saying? Because if you know about Azealia Banks, you know when she goes, she fucking goes. So she's being careful because she knows Birdman will turn up to her fucking loft apartment in fucking Williamsburg and give her the business. Oh, trio y'all. You know what I mean? He doesn't play. I like how Azealia Banks is tempering what she's saying. Cool. Let's continue. Shit like that really makes the genre look trashy and low budget as hell. And sorry, you've kind of just made it so hot that if anything happens to Joe Budden, it's certainly going to be traced back to you and Drake, LOL. Oh, come on. Azealia being the police. Come on, Azealia Banks, man. You that's not hip hop. Why are you out here kind of fucking, you know, snitching, knocking? What are you doing, man? 999, call the police. Like, sit your soft ass down, Azealia Banks. Ugh. Loved your verse on Constantly Hating, but it has been a minute since anyone cared for your music, and Drake is redundant as hell. Only weird Nepo babies and Eastern European immigrants who wear USSN, Polo Association, Cool Water, and media fuckboys actually care for him. That was a good one. Only weird Nepo babies, Eastern European immigrants who wear USSN, Polo Association, Cool Water, and media fuckboys actually care for him. That's a great way to surmise fucking Drake's audience, isn't it? Nepo babies and Eastern European immigrants. She's so fucking rude. She's so rude, man. Why is she like this? Works of magic and bring back Young Thug, please. That man is very, very special. Honestly, if Drake's mother was black, he'd probably be not so corny. Fucking hell. White mom syndrome is real. What? Why is she attacking the mum? It's not her fault. Why is the mum getting fucking strays? Drake's mum's catching strays. Like, come on, Azealia Banks, man. Fucking hell. Yeah, Azealia Banks is going at Drake. She's not fucking having it. She's absolutely demolishing them, and I absolutely love it. And then we also got another update here, which I think is hilarious, right? Azealia Banks got on her Instagram and spoke about what she speak. Oh, she spoke about the whole thing, and she kind of took some shots. I felt like at Rory and more. Really odd, very odd little rant that she went on her Instagram. Let me play it for you now. It's available here. Let me play it for you. But she went on a bit of a rant on Instagram, and it feels like she's taking shots at Rory and more. It feels like. Let's see. I think it's Rory and more shots, but I could be confused. Hear me out. Let's see. This is courtesy of her story.
Yeah. No one can say it, but I'm gonna say it because it's like we're always complaining about how we can't have this and we can't stick together and blah blah blah. But it's like, I feel really bad for Joe Budden because he's just like so fucking bored with his castmates. Like his castmates are just like, they are just like intellectually not there for him. And someone's gotta tell Rory and Mal that they're...
Yo, Azealia Banks' fucking vocal fry is crazy, man. That New York, mixed with the New York accent. Yeah, I feel sorry for Joe Budden.
Their show is like not it at all. Like, you guys are so much better as like supporting actors and on the Joe Budden podcast. It was just all around a much better experience. And you know, like, it's so cringe listening to Rory like be the token white guy and do his like trash Bill Burr impression. Like, right.
That was good. She says Rory does a trash Bill Burr impression. That's so accurate. Bill Burr is definitely Rory's North Star for sure. Oh, that was good. Rory's. She's got way with words, man. This woman's got a fucking way with words.
I promise you, HBO is not looking for you. They're not they're not gonna hit you up, okay? And I mean, Maul, like with like the fat vegan stuff, like, okay, no, like you can't be
The fat vegan stuff. He said Maul. She said Maul's a fat vegan. She said Maul's a vegan who gets like cheesy fries. You know that vegan, right? Who has cheesy fries. Oh, that's good.
fat vegan. It's just like, no, I don't know what you're eating. I don't know if you're like eating sugar or whatever, but like, I'm not buying this fat vegan shit anymore. You two need to get back on the Joe Budden podcast because that was some great entertainment. Yeah.
I do agree with her though. They do need to go back on the Joe Budden podcast. I think all pods, every single pod within the hip hop sort of space, the black content podcast space that have broken up, they're all worse for it. Yes, they've all gone into their individual things, but I think every podcast platform that used to have like a group friendship type of thing going on with the original crew that have kind of splintered off to do their own thing, they're all suffering. Everyone's show's shit. Personally, in my opinion, the Joe Budden show is not as good as it was with those guys on it. Rory and Maul show is not as good as when they were on the Joe Budden pod. The Believe You Me, the same thing. No Jumper, the same thing. They all need to come back together again and just fucking put the content out for the fans. But egos are egos, pride is pride. Not gonna happen.
Rory and Maul don't really have like the hot takes that they think they have. And that Julian guy, I mean, he's fine, but like, ew. Like, I'd much rather look at Julian than listen to him talk. That, like,
Julian's gonna love that. He's gonna love that.
this weird, drawn out, like, draggy, like, hipster, like, ah, like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? You don't have any hot takes either. And, yeah.
No, I love Azealia. I love Azealia Banks, man. She's so fucking mean, but so funny. She's legitimately one of the meanest persons on social media or on the internet, flat out. Like, you do not want Azealia Banks coming after you. Like, she will say the meanest, most cruelest, you know, things to you, like in full HD. It's really terrible how she does that. Big wall of text with like line after line and line after line of fucking insults. So big up Azealia Banks for putting it out there, but God almighty, man, that was too much, man. Calling Maul a fat vegan is fucking crazy. But then to kind of cap off all this content of Joe and stuff, I don't know if this is part of Drake's street team or if this guy is just a Drake fan and decided to dunk on him. But during the whole back and forth between Drake and Joe, and Drake basically dunking on Joe and calling into question the validity of his opinion because he didn't sell many records and he wasn't a big artist, and saying, just flexing on him and whatnot, this random dude decided to do this. A random guy on social media did this. Look what this guy did. So unfair.
Name me 3 Joe Budden songs for $20.
Oh, up in the club. Pump it up. You guys, give me another Joe Budden song.
Joe Budden? No, the guy from, the one that's beefing with my Migos, you know?
Yeah.
You don't make music?
Joe Budden?
I don't.
Excuse me, bro. $20 if you can name me 3 Joe Budden songs. 3 Joe Budden songs. Guys, $20 if y'all can name me 3 Joe Budden songs.
I don't know what that is.
Joe Budden. Joe Budden, 3 Joe Budden songs.
Joe Biden?
Joe Budden.
I don't know who Joe Budden is.
What a queen. Joe Biden. I don't know who fucking Joe Budden is. Honestly, man, whoever did this random guy just gets out and just starts doing this on the same day. Honestly, I don't know if Drake put this guy up to it, but this is so cruel. And the reason why it's so cruel, this is in fucking New York. This is in fucking Joe's home turf. And none of these kids have any idea who he is. I think one person, a couple of them knew who he was in terms of a rapper. Most of them couldn't even They didn't know who he was, and the ones that did know who he was couldn't name fucking 5 or 3 songs, however much it was. That was incredible, man. Joe Biden. Oh, that was so good. Honestly. But yeah, good entertainment. Good entertainment. How could you hate it? How could you hate it? And then, as one final episode of why Joe Budden's a legend, because as much as I dislike the pod and I'm not really a fan of the guy's content or him as a personality, so I can't really stomach his content, Joe Budden is fucking entertaining. Super entertaining. And I think the main reason why he's entertaining for me as a content creator is because I feel like he has no capacity for shame and embarrassment. He enjoys just being spoken about. Like, he's so sort of like addicted to like clout, fame and attention. He has no ability to feel shame and embarrassment. So because of that, he puts himself in funny situations that make for hilarious stories. That's what he does, because he has no capacity. Because us regular people will feel a little bit embarrassed and shy about certain things. Joe doesn't feel that way. So it makes for far better stories on pods. And this is one of the best stories of Joe Budden I've ever heard in my entire life, right? One of the ones that still makes me laugh to this point, from YESJULZ. Right, YESJULZ had this really interesting story about Joe Budden, and obviously you know YESJULZ and Joe have a bit of friction going on there. Some people allege it's because YESJULZ kind of curved Joe, who knows? But YESJULZ shares a very interesting and funny story about Joe that legitimately makes me laugh.
He would hit me up randomly just like to hang out or whatever, and I was just like never able to hang out. Then one night I'm in a movie. And he calls me 3 times in a row, Joe Budden, randomly, right? I was with a dude I'm in a movie with a dude I'm seeing, and Joe Budden pops up on my phone.
How long ago was this?
3 times. This was like a couple years ago.
Okay.
So I pick up just in the middle of the movie, just so my dude knows, like, you know, it's nothing weird. So I'm like, yo, Joe, what's up? He's like, man, I'm at KITH right now, and they playing me. You need to tell your homie, like, they can't be treating me like this. I'm like, yo, calm down. What happened? He's like, nah, I'm about to give it to this cashier, man. You better call Ronnie and tell him right now that he's got somebody over here that's about to get beat. And I was like, what happened? He's like, they won't let me return these sweatpants. And I was like, all right, let me talk to Ronnie. Give me a second. So I'm dead ass. Listen, and it's nighttime. I'm in a movie. He called me 3 times about some $400 sweatpants. So listen, so I call Ronnie. I was like, listen, Ronnie, you know I hate to bug you about this right now. And Ronnie is chill, Jewish man.
By the way, just to give you some, in case you haven't clocked onto what's going on, Joe Budden was trying to hit up YESJULZ to fuck, to date or something, right? For a while. It never happens. Then she randomly gets a call from Joe while she's in a cinema with a guy, and he's then starts shouting at her on the phone that she needs to get in touch with Ronnie Faye, who is the founder and the creative director of fucking KITH, to sort him out a refund because he purchased some a KITH tracksuit from the store, and he wants to refund it, but I think he wore it. Right, he wore the tracksuit. The store system wouldn't let him refund it, so Joe Budden went through his contact list and thought, "Who do I know that will know the owner of KITH?" He saw fucking YESJULZ's number and called her, and then started screaming at her as if she's the fucking owner of KITH. Absolutely hilarious.
He hates drama. He's in bed by 9 o'clock. He's got his wife. He don't care about any of this clout shit. So I'm like, yo, can you do me a favor, man, and just call the store in Soho and tell them to let Joe Budden return those sweatpants.
It was open at that time, the store?
In Soho.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yeah, let him return the sweatpants. So Ronnie's like, man, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, please, just do it for me. So he's like, let me call you back. Boom, boom, boom. Movie's over. Ronnie calls me back. Jules, my store clerk just sent me a screenshot of a picture of Joe wearing the sweatpants outside his stoop at his house. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, yo, send it to me. He sends me the picture Joe's wearing the sweatpants. So now he makes me...
Imagine, Joe Budden at this time is a successful podcaster. He's making money, right? He's a grown-ass man. And he's buying £400 tracksuits from KITH, which is already crazy. Who would buy $400 tracksuits? Crazy. All right, you bought them. But he's buying them, wearing them, putting the outfit up on his Instagram, and then trying to fucking refund them like they're brand new and haven't been worn. And then he's calling up a girl that he's been trying to fuck for ages to try to get her to sort out the refund for him. Honestly, Joe is legendary, bro. Legendary.
look crazy because he wore the sweatpants and he was, I wore him in a picture. I didn't like him. I'm trying to return him. I said, yo, I can't. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Or
He just
you
made me look
wore him
crazy.
and then just return because you got him off the picture.
So, so basically, ever since then, we didn't really like converse after that, right? And I kind of thought he was a clown.
Yeah, of course, duh. Imagine trying to hit up a girl again to hang out and shit after you just screamed at her over the phone to get her friend to let you have a like. Honestly, man, Joe Budden is one of the greatest. I swear to God. Someone said Joe Budden's lack of ability to have shame is narcissism. Maybe it is, but it's fun to watch when you're not a fan. When you're not a fan of him, you can stomach his narcissism. But if you're a fan, it gets really annoying and it gets really boring really quickly. But if you detach yourself and just watch it as content, it's kind of entertaining. I'm not going to lie. Oh my God. That was fucking brilliant. But yeah, legendary story. Legendary story. Next on the list. Let's go through this stuff quickly. Yiki, yiki, yiki. Asi. So, are you guys familiar or aware of what's been going on with who am I gonna say here? Oh, what's been going on with Back on Fig with TRELL and the stuff that's been going on with some of the girls that are on Ace Boy's stream, Ace Boy Punch stream. Are you aware? Okay, if you don't know, I'm gonna give you a bit of background. So there are these guys who do these streams online. One of them is called Ace Boy Pun, which I've got here on the screen here. I'm going to show you. Bear with me a second. These guys, right? They do these streams where they sit down in the studio, they talk some shit. Some girls come to hang out. They shake their asses. They hang around, do what they do. Right? Cool. Then there's this other group of people called Back on Fig who also do a podcast together, right? On their stream, right? Back on Fig is hosted by TRELL and Heather. These two are a couple. And they have other guests as well who kind of go on their stream, like this girl here. And whatever, they do the different sort of things. So, for some reason, TRELL in one stream ages ago randomly called this girl here in the middle a stripper, which she is, but he kind of said it in a disparaging way. He said something like, oh, isn't that girl a stripper or something, right? And that girl in the middle didn't take too well to that insult. This girl in the middle also seems to have a weird issue with TRELL's missus, wife. Let's just call her his wife. Right? And they have some sort of issue. I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's just standard LA hot girl shit. For some reason, attractive women in LA seem incapable to be friends for a long time. They always end up squabbling for some reason. I don't know why. It is what it is. So they have some static. Heather and YAYA, this girl in the middle, has some static. For some reason, the static also now extends to TRELL because TRELL mentioned on a stream one time that YAYA girl's a stripper in a disparaging way. Even though she is, she didn't take it too kindly. So she addresses the back and forth on this podcast, right? So let's hear what she says, and then I'm going to play you. Let's go actually to this clip, Back on Fig, so you can get an understanding of some of the issues I feel like may have spawned from this whole thing, because Heather has a weird response. TRELL mentions here, oh, we should get some of the other girls involved in a pod and do a couples thing and a double date thing, a double pod thing. And Heather has a really, kind of an icy response to the suggestion. And then I'm going to play YAYA talking about these girls, right? So let's play Heather not really being down to hang out with other girls.
No, man.
We've never had them over here. We should.
Yeah. Y'all should do cook off with them and all that. Everybody girlfriend. Come on over here Friday. Do it up.
Duno was like, because me and Lexi were at the show, one of their at the end of the day shows, and Duno was like, I just feel like Heather and Lexi aren't friends. It just made it so awkward. He was like, why don't y'all do anything? And he's like, I just feel like it's Heather and Lexi aren't friends. And he was like trying to set up a double date for us, or like something like that.
Dang.
I'm like, it's my fault because I don't reach out.
Yeah, well, we know that about you. Heather don't reach out to people, and
so I don't know.
TRELL doesn't apologize to people. You guys are just.
I love this girl's voice. When you close your eyes, this girl's voice on the left, she sort of sounds like a 60-year-old woman, innit? Did you hear her voice? It's so bizarre. If you close your eyes, she sounds like an old lady.
Dang.
I'm like, it's my fault because I don't reach out.
Yeah, well, we know that about you. Heather don't reach out to people, and TRELL doesn't apologize to people. You guys are.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Anyway, who knows what you guys got going on?
Yeah.
But
Anyway, for some reason, Heather seems to have an issue with other girls in LA. I don't know what it is. I'm not too sure if it's like a hot girl thing, if it's just like a women being catty thing. I'm not really too sure, but she doesn't really bond well with the other girls. Anyway, nothing there to be said there. Let's play Yaya airing out her issues of why she's not happy with T-Rail and Heather. And yeah, and then I'll play you T-Rail's response, because T-Rail's response is fucking wild. So this is Yaya basically letting it be known that she's not a fan of Heather or T-Rail.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, Yaya trying to look like Heather. Ooh. Ooh. Don't never play with me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I with everybody, I swear to God, I do.
I saw someone on subreddit said she looked like Deion Sanders. I was fucking crying.
And I'm so tired. A mother.
But I would absolutely
keep playing with me. Like I'm not her. Like I ain't been her. I've been her. Like a stripper is not her. That's just a hustle. You get what I'm saying? That's a chapter. Quit playing with me. Because then that bitch just do Playboy. Didn't that nigga just do fucking Maybelline?
Yes, he did.
Uh-oh. This is going left.
By the way, if you've been paying attention to all this sort of stuff, you'd also know that I got a feeling Ace Boy Trey doesn't really like T-Rail too much. Just a hunch. Just a little hunch. But I feel like Ace Boy Trey does not like T-Relly.
I'm just saying, because I seen something, it was like a cook-off, you know what I'm saying? And I don't like I fuck with everybody. I love everybody. I swear to God I do.
Uh-oh.
But I don't like when they don't include me and shit. Like I'm just a yam can bitch. No, I'm really her. Like I'm part of this shit now.
You feel left out?
So what's up?
Talk about it.
You feel left out?
I mean, Yaya, what you feel like you should have been included in? Because I see you in shit that I should have been included in.
No, you included in every fucking thing.
But let the people.
Come on, let's get to the point. 1 second, let me scroll fast forward a bit.
The post, it was like the cook-off shit.
Okay. The cookout shit with Lexi, AD girl said she want to have a cookout.
Okay, I get that. I saw that. I don't care about that.
Okay.
Right.
But I seen the post on Fig Munity, right? It had everybody on there but me. They even had Bianca, Lady SB.
For the plates, for the food plates. You talking about the food plates?
So niggas got you fucked up, huh?
Bianca ain't even part of shit. What is she a part of shit? Y'all keep bringing all these light-skinned ass bitches on there. What you, a colorist?
It's niggas right.
What y'all saw a bad bitch on Community? Not y'all beautiful too, but y'all already a part of this shit. You get what I'm saying? Y'all already ingraded and y'all rooted in. So a new bitch come on, like I was a guest, and then I continue to appear. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? And then
now you are a host on this motherfucker.
Now I am.
I feel like she didn't elevate it.
Hello.
She a host now.
She
not a
you
guest. She a host.
I done did with you. We done did Ace. I done did your stuff. You and Illa and Barbie. Ladies Night. Shout out to Ace Girls Ladies Night. And I had a great time both times I was on there.
Come back.
Hello. And I done did a couple things. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, give me my motherfucking roses, bitch.
So
let motherfuckers know what you want to do or something.
I went on there. Mind you, T-Rail, I'm a licensed esthetician. I give you a facial. Stop stealing your bitch shit. I'll do it for you.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And I seen it. I'm like, they like, oh yeah. And they had everybody on there. They had T. They had everybody. Bianca.
They don't think Yaya can.
And then they didn't put me on there, and I was like,
nah, but listen.
Anyways, you get the gist of it. She's not happy with Heather and T-Rail, these two guys here. She doesn't like them. She doesn't like their energy. She thinks T-Rail is being whatever, not including her in the streams and blah, 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 blah. So T-Rail had a crazy response, right? Crazy response. But I also kind of understand his energy, because I said before on the stream that I have some very toxic traits when it comes to my partner, my wife, or whatever, right? I'm somebody that is, you know, if my wife was to get into a fight and she's losing, I can't promise I'm not going to jump in. I'm sorry. I'm not about to see my wife get absolutely thumped in. If you want to win and you're a girl and you want to beat her up and run. But you can't just be beating up on her and me just standing on the side there. I'm going to get involved. I'm going to jump on you. I'm going to elbow you. I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to catch a charge too. It is what it is, you know? I can't just see that, right? So I think T-Rail has the same attitude. So when he heard that, you know, this Yaya girl was saying what she was saying about him, T-Roll had the most craziest response ever, right? The craziest response ever. Look at T-Roll's response. Look at T-Roll's response to this Yaya girl. Look what he says. He's absolutely toxic as fuck, but I understand the energy. I really do.
But somebody go tell this bitch I hope she die on that stripper pole. Okay? I hope she choke on the lash. You know what I mean? And pass out. I hope I'm passing by. You know what I'm saying? And I can stick my little fucked up arm in your mouth and hope you suffocate, bitch. I'm saying all this to just let you know that I'm never fucking with you. Ever. You know what I mean? When you mention this shit, keep Fig out of your name, bitch. It should only be community or boys, ho. You know what I mean? So go ahead, speak when spoken to, bitch. You feel me over there? You know what I mean? And then clap them cheeks on cue, bitch. You know what I mean? Make them stronger. Yeah. But on cue, ho. You know what I mean? Cause that's out. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody a part of shit, bitch. That shit is over with. What?
He said, I hope she dies on the pole. And as I'm rolling by, if she's choking, I'll stick my bad arm on her face so she suffocates. I hope you die, bitch. That is so toxic and unnecessary. Like, surely at this point, it's just words, right? It's just two girls going back and forth, kind of like, you know, hot girls hating other hot girls. It's kind of it's like a tale as old as time. Attractive women, for some reason, always have a little bit of a back and forth all the time, right? They haven't even got to fighting yet. And he's already saying, I hope you die, bitch. That was so good. One more time. Honestly.
But somebody go tell this bitch I hope she die on that stripper pole. Okay?
I hope she die on that stripper pole. So good.
I hope she choke on the lash. You know what I mean? And pass out. I hope I'm passing by. You know what I'm saying? And I can stick my little fucked up arm in your mouth and hope you suffocate, bitch.
Jesus Christ, bro. Toxic levels. Anyway, I don't know what's gonna happen, what the resolution is gonna be, but clearly there's a bit of static going on in that industry, in that scene. One thing I've noticed though, those LA guys, they're a bit weird, isn't it? They enjoy like drama, they enjoy all the theatrics, they enjoy all the messy shit. They really do. Even though they kind of, you know, have this very gangster kind of that street image, they love the drama, innit? They really do love the drama. They love the kind of content over everything game. It's really odd, but it also kind of makes sense because think of the KITH thing happening right now, right? That guy that's been accused of being a part of Tupac's murder. Why did he get caught? He only got caught, or he's only been charged because he kept talking. He arranged some sort of deal. It's not immunity, but essentially it's like something akin to immunity when he first got arrested for the murder. And as long as he just shut the fuck up and lived a quiet life, they would have let him alone. But he wouldn't stop talking about the whole thing, about his role in it. And eventually, because everyone else has passed away, they then went and picked him up, especially because they have a bigger fish who's actually involved, who's actually the person that kind of, you know, maybe put the hit out on Tupac or whatnot. But watching old KITH interviews on Vlad made me think of how similar he sounds to a lot of the guys from Community and Ace Boy and all this shit, all those guys back on Fig. They love a lot of drama. They love talking. Do you know what I mean? They talk themselves in circles. They kind of, in a way, expose some things going on. And it's just this attention, this kind of need for attention. It's just odd, isn't it? Don't get me wrong. They're all gangsters. They're real. If they've got blickies on them, they'll fucking blow your head off. There's no denying about that. And they fucking stand on business, as they say. But they do have a weird draw to like drama and shit. Like, why is this guy arguing with women online? Why is he wishing death on some random girl that has an issue with his girlfriend? Why can't his girlfriend just defend herself? Why do they hate each other in the first place? Why are they kind of profiting off of each other's misery and fucking headaches and beef and shit? Why? Like Pan the other day had a live stream where he had random people just calling in, essentially insulting TRELL live on air and shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why are you doing all this stuff for? Like, aren't you meant to all be friends? Very odd, very strange behavior. I don't know what's going on there. None of my business, but I find the toxicity absolutely hilarious. Anyway, moving on. let's talk about the main topic of the day. We need to talk about the main topic of the day is Brendan Schaub going out of his way to put his foot in it once again. He has this uncanny ability of putting his foot in it, even when he doesn't mean to. Because I don't think he's trying to be malicious here. I don't think he's trying to be mean. I don't think he's trying to, you know, be controversial or stoke the fires. But he should have been a little bit more aware of the situation and how sensitive it is before he waded in. In case you're wondering what's happening, there's a random clip going, no, there's a clip from a podcast, I'm assuming, between Jake Paul and Logan Paul, where I guess they're talking about the fight up and coming for Logan against Dillon Danis. And the topic of Dillon Danis, you know, going after his wife comes up, and they mention something about, you know, Logan basically suing Dillon, or his wife suing Dillon, and all that malarkey that's going on around it. Brendan sees that clip and decides to chime in, but he knows, hey, big up Crash, appreciate you. Buddy, yeah, that made me shook.
LA guy's weird. Hess attacking me.
Yeah,
Hess
exactly.
attacking me.
Exactly. Oh, yeah, true. BGL's an LA guy, isn't it? Isn't BGL originally from LA too? Very good fucking pull and reference there, Crash. I didn't think about that, actually. Yeah, BGL's actually from LA. That makes complete sense. But thank you to Crash for the super chat, brother. Appreciate you. So, as I was saying, Brendan randomly gets himself involved in this issue between Jake and Logan. He decides to fucking stick his foot in it and, you know, be nosy and be a bit of a drama queen, get involved. But the odd thing that he does here is that he knows both Jake and Logan. He also knows Dillon Danis. So he really should not get involved in this at all. He should just stay out of it, be as neutral as possible, and just comment on the fight, because it's gone a bit far now, right? The back and forth, the fight promotion, even though I don't really have an issue with what Dillon Danis is going, Jake and Logan especially, is clearly annoyed by how Dillon has been going at him for the fight promotion, posting all the pics of his wife on the timeline and shit. He doesn't like that. He's not for it. Clearly they don't like that. Clearly it's something that's upsetting her, because she went as far to fucking sue him. She's got a quote-unquote restraining order out on him and stuff that was going to put the fight into jeopardy. So it's clearly a bit of a sensitive topic. If I'm Brendan and I'm trying to suck up to the Paul brothers, I'm just going to stay out of it. It's none of my business, right? Especially because of the stuff you did with Dillon Danis back in the day, that little game and little weird sort of like skit thing that he did, prank thing, where he got Logan or Jake, I forgot what it was, to show up one time when they were doing a Food Truck Diaries. Like, he's a bit of a strange guy, Brendan. But if he wants to suck up to the Paul brothers and he's friends with Dillon Danis, if I'm him, I'm just going to stay fucking Switzerland on it, not be involved, let them do what they're doing and just comment on the fight and comment on the fallout as it plays out. But I'm not going to get involved in this, because clearly, you know, feelings are, you know, tensions are high, emotions are high, blah, 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 blah. But Brendan can't help himself, so he writes a tweet that says, "This bums me out. First rule of Fight Club, don't sue another fighter building the fight." The funny thing is about this tweet is that, in reference to Brendan, he was also the same person that sued Unique. He also was threatened to sue fucking Annie Liederman and Esther Pavitsky and Pajinski, sorry, whatever her fucking name is, and Kalila, when they were kind of, you know, going at him and exposing him and shit. He loves a good suing. So for Brennan to come out and say suing isn't cool when you're fighting, which is, it's a good point, but coming from him, it's like, bruh, what? You sued Unique for posting a clip of you on live stream handing a random woman that isn't your wife a note. That was a dumb thing to do. That was definitely textbook Streisand effect, because nobody else would have probably gave a fuck about that clip, right? Unique puts up clips about you all the time. They're just what they are. But because you went out of your way to try to sue him, you then had all these big fucking YouTubers like Moist Critical and shit jumping out and making videos about you and essentially putting more attention on it. And if anything, think about this. Brendan suing Unique, I think, is what led to this whole Brendan Schaub micro content economy that exists on YouTube. I know I've been doing my thing for a while and there's been other channels, but I feel like the moment he sued Unique for putting up that clip of him handing that woman a note, that's when suddenly all these other channels that were making little compilations popped up. So in a way, he created this whole entire little sub-scene of people making compilations of his worst mistakes, why he's a horrible comedian, why he's not funny. It's such a dumb own goal. So anyway, he said that is stupid. Let's play the clip of what Brendan quoted, because I want to hear what the actual clip says, and then we can go and comment on it. This is the clip of what Brendan quoted. Let's see what they're actually saying here.
I think Dillon Danis has about $60,000 to his name. then that's being generous. Now, because of the lawsuit, he has to fight you to make the money. Otherwise, he's going to declare bankruptcy.
But even then, it doesn't end. You put liens on every paycheck he gets for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to garnish his wages? Damn.
I think Dillon...
It's a bit excessive, but hey, it is what it is. It's the fight game. It's going to be personal now. Obviously, it's involving his wife. I personally think Logan's making a big mistake. It's, you know, Dillon is basically trolling him and trying to promote the fight. And the fact that he's taking this personal is really, really weird, because if anything, it's going to just encourage more people to do it. Even if he gets DILLON to shut up, it's still not going to stop people posting the meme of his wife being with everyone under the sun, guys and stuff. Doesn't mean she fucked them all, but it's just a funny fucking meme. He should just let it lie, laughed at it and kept it moving. Obviously, his wife's not going to be happy about it, I understand. But him being a fighter, like, and him being a social media dude, he should have understood that it's never going to sit well with people if you're trying to shut up people from talking about you in this way, especially considering all the stuff that he's involved with, the kind of crypto zoo stuff, the fact that he doesn't have a good reputation online, all the stuff he's been involved with in the past about his YouTube career. I'm not going to get into that, but it's a really weird move from him. I'm not going to lie. If ever you're going to show that you really do care and that you're really hurt, try and sue somebody. You can't then pretend that you don't care and not bothered, because you're going to sue them and you're now trying to, you know, garnish his future wages. It's just weird. You don't need to do that. I don't think so. But anyway, he's allowed to feel how he feels because it's his wife. And I've said that on here plenty of times before. Some of these guys, Brennan included, don't understand what it's probably like when guys are super protective of their partners. Like, I've known people like that, and I'm sure you've known people like that in your lives, where there are some guys, they don't take jokes about their wives or their girlfriends or their kids. They don't accept jokes. Like, you know what I mean? Some guys, you can't even misgender. Or big up Abby Martinez. I appreciate you for the super chat, bro.
Not the same. Logan has the chance to smash Dill.
Yeah, exactly. True, Abby Martinez. He has a chance to smash Dill. Thank you for the super chat. But I also don't think he should have done what he did with the suing thing. It's too much. So, what I'm about to say, sorry, is that I think some people don't play about their partners. And I think Brendan doesn't really understand that. That's why he's just jumping in there, because as much as I don't agree with what Logan is doing, I understand that some people will always take up for their partner and will go to the end to defend them. So he probably doesn't like the fact that his wife is getting cyber bullied in a way, which she isn't, but, you know, let's say he thinks that, and he's going to try and defend her. I personally don't think it's a correct tactic. It's making him look like a lame. It's going to just encourage more people to troll. And it's just not, it's never going to stop, personally. And if you want to stop it, just act like you don't, it's not bothering you. Even if it is bothering you, let the fight happen, knock fucking Dillon Danis's head off his shoulders, and then you've kind of won, essentially, right? But he didn't. Now, even if he wins, the troll still continues, right? Like, he's in a lose-lose position here. Even if he sparks out Dillon Danis in the first second, what's the first tweet Dillon Danis is going to send out? He's not going to send out a congratulations tweet. He's going to post another picture of fucking his wife in some compromising position. You know it's going to happen. So he really kind of fucked it. But I also understand some people don't play about their partners, and he's taking up for her. But I guess Brendan doesn't understand that, and he probably just sees it all as a content game, whatever. And obviously he knows them. So when Jake Paul saw that, he was like, hold on, I know you. Why are you saying this? So Logan Paul saw that, wasn't too happy, and he wrote a massive reply, which I'm going to find here, sorry, which is this one, right? He actually replied, he quote tweeted, replied to fucking Brendan, right? And he says here, it bums me out that 3 weeks ago, I DM'd you Nina's lawsuit details because of your ignorance, and your response was, oh, Jesus, did not know that, not cool, ... Then you came on here talking about Fight Club rules like you're the referee. This twisted promotion has gone far beyond fight game, and you know that. That's true though, because Brendan's the same guy that's crying online about people like myself and maybe others who are like, oh, you're getting too personal. It's like, bro, everyone's just commenting on the things that you say. Like I said, I'm not a fan of people, especially on the Reddit, who go after his wife and shit. I don't think that's fair game. I think Brendan gives us enough content to fucking go at him. You don't need to include his wife or his kids and shit. That's a bit low. But some people think that because she's got a verified account and she puts herself out there as being a celebrity, that she's fair game. I'm not here to deliberate that, but for me, I'm not a fan of it. But Brendan did that whole trying to curry sympathy. He tried to play the sympathy game by like, oh, these guys can be too personal. That's why I don't like their criticism, blah, 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 and started crying online. So you'd think Brenda would have a little bit more understanding of Logan Paul's position because of the amount of stuff that he gets online, the stick that he gets, but he doesn't. So Logan gave him a good read here. It continues. Plus, I'm not the one suing him. He picked a fight with an innocent woman who is standing up for herself the only way that she can, by holding a predator legally accountable for breaking the law. Any person who doesn't understand that is a delusional twat. The lawsuit is her choice, and I fully support her. You see what I mean about some people don't play about their wives? Again, you can think it's cringe or whatever it may be, but it's also a little bit quite admirable that he's riding this hard for his girl. It's kind of. I know it's not, some people do not agree, but it is kind of admirable he's going this hard for his girl. But Brendan doesn't understand what that means to go hard for your girl on social like this. Right? I mean, he doesn't do this. The only people that he defends aggressively online is fucking Crystalia and Brian Callen. Do you know what I mean? And they've got a fucking sketchy past. So he's calling Brendan a twat here and basically saying, you're a fucking idiot. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. Last line. Now I get to break his face in front of millions of people and ruin his entire life. Win-win. Personally, I disagree. I don't think it's a win-win. I personally think it's a lose-lose, because even if Logan does what we think he's going to do, based on the clips that we've seen of Dillon Danis striking and shit, he doesn't look great. You know, let's be honest. Unless he's kind of fooling us and he's purposely punching horribly when he's doing the mitts and shit, he doesn't look great when it comes to striking. So most likely, considering how much bigger Logan is compared to fucking Dillon Danis, considering how much better of a boxer it looks like he is than him, most likely he's going to take Dillon Danis' head off his shoulders. But it doesn't matter, because the first fucking tweet that Dillon's going to send out after the loss, even if it's within the first 10 seconds of the first round, will be a picture of fucking Logan's wife, and it'll just start again. You know, he won't stop. He might even come to the ring with a t-shirt of her face. Like, he's just not going to stop. The troll's going to continue because he knows it hurts Logan's feelings, and now he's let them know it doesn't matter. Like, the fight is just what it is. It's extra promotion. It is what it is. What a fight. So he has to basically knock him out super quickly. Even if he does, it's not going to change anything. But I do respect him defending his wife like this publicly, and I'm absolutely laughing my head off when I saw this, because Brendan's been trying to suck up to the Paul brothers for so long. We all seen that epic fucking interview where he kind of, you know, tries to promote his Gringo Pappy special on their show, Impulsive, and it's the most awkward podcast episode ever, right? It's clear that they're not really friends. They don't really speak that much. And he's trying to suck up to these guys who are way younger than him, but way richer, have more clout. And he desperately wants to be a part of their cool club, but they don't really fuck with him like that. They don't need him. They don't want him. And it's kind of really awkward. And Logan basically goes out of his way to kind of rush end the pod and say they have to go to dinner. And I think I read the comments of the clip, and someone said they filmed that episode of the podcast like super early in the afternoon. I think someone said in the comments like it was like at 4 p.m. or something. And suddenly Logan's like, yeah, we need to go to dinner. To kind of get Brendan out of there. And him, allegedly, according to BGL, he said that he thought it went great. BGL said, I think during the AMA, somebody asked him, hey, what did Brendan think of the Logan Paul interview they did for the promo for Gringo Pappy? And BGL was like, yeah, he actually thought it was good. He's that delusional. He didn't think it went badly at all. He thought it was a really good podcast. I was like, oh my God, this guy's so desperate for the clout that he's deluding himself into thinking these guys are his friends. So this is a reminder that Logan Paul and Brendan Schaub are not friends. If ever you needed a reminder. Maybe Jake Paul likes him because Jake Paul seems to be a little bit more personable when it comes to Brendan. Even the Food Truck Diaries, I think that they've had together, they seem like they get along way better. But I don't think Logan has ever liked Brendan, because it sounds like here he sent Brendan a DM to clear up some things because he said something stupid and he still didn't get it. And then he went again and called him a fucking twat, essentially. He called him a delusional twat. And I actually want to hear the comment. Let's play the clip of Brendan talking on the Schaub show, because he talks about it too. He made the same comment that he made on the tweet on his show. So I want to hear what he actually said. What did Brendan say on his Schaub show about the whole thing? Let's see what he said. No suing and fighting, them that are the rules. Let's see what he said.
The first rule of Fight Club is we don't sue each other. Outside of this, let's say they weren't fighting and Dillon was doing this. Okay, now I see defamation. He's going after your girl, your fiance. That makes sense. As soon as you sign the contract to fight.
Oh, No wonder he's so fucking slow. I get Logan's point. Did he think Logan Paul was suing Dylan Dennis? Didn't he know that this the wife suing him? I know it technically some people might say it's the same thing, but how could he not know that? That was the big news when it came on TMZ and shit. Everybody knows Logan Paul's soon-to-be wife is the one suing Dylan because of all the pictures he's posting. And that was all the debate on the timeline. Can you sue somebody for posting pictures that you uploaded yourself online? It's going to make Logan look bad, blah, 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 blah. So he doesn't even know the details. And he's just like, again, Brendan is so fucking dumb, innit? Like, he just spouts stuff out without having any idea of what he's talking about. And it's even worse in this respect because one of these guys is meant to be his friend. He's cordial with Dylan. And one of these guys is meant to be his friend in content creation. You'd imagine he'd do a little bit of due diligence, a tiny bit, just to be aware of what, or even start the fucking segment like, you know, I'm really close with Logan. Obviously, I've worked with Dylan in the past. I like both of them guys, so I'm gonna watch my words here. Like, you could even give those kind of disclaimers and come at it with some level of sympathy. But he's just talking about it like a shit poster online, you know, like. And then he's wondering why he's calling him a delusional twat. I can't wait until he gets on his pod. You know what Brendan's gonna say in it? I spoke to Logan. We're on the phone for a couple of hours. He apologized to me. Logan said he's a big fan. Logan said he's gonna come to my next show. He said he probably was drinking too much. That's why he tweeted what he tweeted. Logan's cool. He's one of my boys. You know I love Logan. Me and Logan have no problem. It's like, bro, man. Anyway, let's play the clip.
The first rule of Fight Club is we don't sue each other. Outside of this, let's say they weren't fighting and Dylan was doing this. Okay, now I see defamation. He's going after your girl, your fiance. That makes sense. As soon as you sign the contract to fight, you make him pay with your fist. Not with your lawyers, not with your money, through your fist. That's why you're fighting. Now, all the Logan Paul fans can't stand Dylan for doing this. Now you get to watch the guy that you love punch the other guy in the face.
That's an interesting point, isn't it? Don't you think it's interesting how unlikable Logan must be that even in this pretty obvious case where Dylan should be the bad guy, Logan is still looked at as worse than Dylan? Isn't that interesting? In any other scenario, if somebody did what Dylan was doing in a run-up to a fight, they would always be looked at as the bad guy. But Logan is so unlikable, people still are rooting for Dylan over Logan. Like, the internet wants Dylan to win. No one wants Logan to win. The whole internet wants Dylan Dennis to win. That's fucking crazy. That's why I say even if Dylan loses, he's still gonna win on the internet. Everybody fucking loves him. He's actually transformed his reputation over time. Even though because he was kind of hated before because of always dropping out of fights, now he's actually more loved now on social than he ever was before. Even though he's facing somebody that is arguably more unlikable than him, it's really strange.
Dim the rules. That's how this goes. Nobody wins when you sue. Nobody.
We know that because you tried to sue Unique, and what's the conclusion of that? If I remember correctly, he tries to sue Unique for defamation or whatever it is, for that clip that Unique uploaded from the live stream of him doing the Super Bowl with fucking DC and Mike Tyson. He's in the background again. It's not his fault. Brendan's just unlucky. He's in the background. They're filming some Super Bowl party thing, some live stream in some crazy looking mansion somewhere in the Hollywood Hills. They've got a drone, I guess, like doing some B-roll footage on the outside. And for some reason, Brendan's timing is awful. He happens to pass the fucking camera, the drone as it's filming, and he's seen handing a note to some girl that's not his wife. Unique sees that because he's watching the live stream, clips it and speaks about it on his YouTube channel like everyone else does. Brendan sees that and gets angry and tries to sue Unique for fucking defamation, which then turns into a whole drama because loads of other bigger YouTubers hate that suing shit. They get on it. They call him out for fucking trying to silence a small content creator. Moist Critical and all these other people start making videos about him. They start talking about how unfunny he is, and it just creates a whole avalanche of fucking other people putting their eyes on him and realizing how much of a douchebag he is. He absolutely fucked it over. And then I think in the end the conclusion was Unique represented himself. He didn't even have his own. He didn't even hire a lawyer, and he essentially beat the case. And now they're trying to settle it or some shit. So essentially, Brendan lost this lawsuit that he brought on himself, that then brought more negative attention his way, and now he's probably gonna have to pay Unique or something along those lines. It's like, he's so dumb. He's so fucking dumb, man. And this again is such a dumb own goal.
I might say this guy wins. You both lose. When parents get divorced, they bring in lawyers. Everybody loses. Mom loses. Dad loses. The kids definitely lose. I don't like that they're going down this road in any facet.
He loves a good facet.
All I'm saying is I sympathize with Dillon. If I'm going to sell a fight, I can't go based off his fighting credentials. So what else are we going to do to sell this thing?
What? So he's justifying Dillon doing what he's doing, even though he's friends with Logan. Yo, this guy is the worst. And again, I don't know anything about friendships because I don't have many. But I know when it comes to LA friendships and shit, the way you show you're a friend of somebody in the LA content influencer space is that you back them up all the way. Everything they do, you always back them up. That's how you kind of show your loyalty. How can you say you're a friend of Logan's when you're saying, you know, I see both sides. I understand why Dillon's doing what he's doing. That's not going to work in the LA content clout game, whatever. You have to it's undying loyalty or nothing. It's either undying loyalty or you're an op. Now he turned into Logan's op because he tried to create content. And again, don't be surprised if Brendan gets on the Fighter and the Kid or his podcast and says he just said that for content, because he does that before. When he gets called out like this, he's either going to try and lie and say Logan apologized to him. He's going to say he's going to make himself look like the hero. He's going to make himself look like the hero, or he will say, "I'm just doing it for content." You know, this is my fucking game. I'm here. We're doing content. Me and thing are boys. Blah blah blah. But that Logan Paul fucking reply was very spicy. He did not mince his words here. It bums me out that 3 weeks ago, I DM'd you Nina's lawsuit details because of your ignorance. And your response was, oh, Jesus, I didn't know that, not cool. Then you come on here talking about the Fight Club rules like you're the referee. This twisted promotion has gone far beyond the fight game, and you know that. Plus, I'm not the one suing him. He picked a fight with an innocent woman who is standing up for herself, and the only way she can, by holding a predator legally accountable for breaking the law. Any person who doesn't understand that, is a delusional twat. The lawsuit is her choice, and I fully support her. Now I get to break his face in front of millions of people and ruin his entire life. Win-win. Yo, he absolutely eviscerated Brendan. Jesus Christ, man. Brendan with the own goal once again. Absolute redact, man. Absolute unapologetic redact. Like, I don't know why he did that, why he got himself involved. He thought he was trying to be clever, and now he's gonna have to start copying pleas online or on the phone to fucking to Logan Paul. He's gonna try to spin the narrative and make it seem like he's cool and they're okay, and he's gonna do something. Watch, I bet you. If he comes online and is super apologetic, I'll be super surprised. But he's not. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna come online and try and lie and spin it like he's the fucking good guy. What a weirdo. What are you guys saying here on the street, on the chat? He can't risk the embarrassment of the MMA community. Dana and Rogan tore him up. He ain't got no credit anywhere. True. I just wanted to play ignorant because I felt bad. I have 18 exactly. Oh mate, 4 acres in the metaverse. Mate, honestly, Brendan is my G, man. Honestly, he has such a good talent of just putting his foot in it at all times. He's so fucking redacted. What a own goal! What a crazy dumb own goal, man. Just could have kept his mouth shut, but instead he wanted to let people know that he knows this, he knows that. Jesus Christ, bro. Anyways, what can you do? What can you do? Next news. What do we have here to do? Let's get some other stuff here to go on. Bear with me a second as I get it all online. So, the next thing. Brendan, unfortunately, has cancelled another stand-up event. Another series of stand-up shows have been cancelled. And I'm starting to wonder. I really, really do want to find out from somebody, and I wish I had contact with actual stand-up comedians in LA or something, or in that space, who could tell me this. Like, how can somebody repeatedly cancel shows, but also repeatedly book shows? Like, how does that work? Because I mentioned it previous times on here, having been a promoter myself, organizing mostly raves and DJing myself, I know that in that DJing space, there are two ways to get booked. Either you hire yourself to get booked places, so you hire the space and you play and then you hope you sell tickets, or the club themselves book you to play and they pay you, right? Those are the only two ways usually to play in places to perform. But the onus and the responsibility is on you to make sure the event is successful so you can get another chance to play there again. Because some places I've played at, most places anyway, even if you hire the space, if you don't sell a single ticket, they won't let you hire it again, because the operating or the running cost of that club is sometimes higher than whatever the hire fee is. So they have to make sure that it's worthwhile to kind of hire it to you, and they know you're going to sell a minimum amount of tickets. But for some reason, Brendan is able to keep cancelling shows last minute and then rebook them again, or book other shows. So I don't know what's going on. Like, I really would like to know what the business of stand-up is that allows that to happen, because in my area of expertise, which is DJing and live events in that way, I know that if you have a shit night and no one turns up, most likely you won't get invited again and you won't get a chance to book the place again. One or the either or will happen. But for some reason in comedy, you can just keep doing it. I don't get it. Like, it's so weird to me. So the thing I'm talking about here is this place called the Comedy Bar in Dubuque. The Comedy Bar in Dubuque has now cancelled 2 up-and-coming Brendan Schaub shows on the 13th of October, which is basically this Friday, right? Like, fucking hell, this week's shows, this girl is like a fucking blob though, isn't it? Look at that fucking gob. Jesus Christ. He's had shows on the 13th and the 14th, and they've both been cancelled. Friday, Saturday shows have both gone. The other guy that's performing on a Friday, called Austin Ingalls, he's still performing. And the other guy is performing on a Saturday called Brody 2P. He's also still performing. So it's not like the club is closed down or the DA of Dubois is like, hey, you can't perform there anymore because there's riots. He's cancelled them because low ticket sales, you would assume, but he's cancelled them so close to the actual date. It's so weird. What are you guys saying here? I just saw clips of Logan and Mayweather. I don't think this shit was that embarrassing. Second cancellation has hit Dubois, says NJ Ranger. Exactly. Talking Thrones, big up my guy. He says they make their money off of liquor sales too. They need asses in their seats buying drinks. Exactly, Talking Thrones. That's what, honestly, if anybody knows in my chat, please educate me. Because again, like I said, in my experience, or in my area of expertise when it comes to DJing and shit, they have to pay like security, they have to pay bartenders, cloakroom people, the person doing the fucking the list on the door, whatever. There's a lot of expenses that goes into fucking running a club or whatever it may be. So they have to make sure that the event is worthwhile, like it breaks even, to make sure that they're not in the red. So I don't get how these clubs can cancel these events so last minute, close to the fucking date, and then also offer him other dates to do it again when he keeps cancelling. I'd love to know, because I know the DJ space, if you have a shit event and no one turns up, you're burned, you're done, your name is finished. And in the scene that I'm in, a lot of the bar managers, event bookers, all these people, they all kind of know each other. And the word gets around town. If you're like a bit of a crate, if you get too drunk or you get too high and shit, people will let each other know. Or if your events are terrible and they always attract a bad crowd, or if no one turns up, the word will get around. So the fact that that's not happening is so odd. But again, maybe it's a different scene. I don't really know. The only thing I could think of is maybe comedy clubs are like bars, essentially. Maybe that's how they view them. They're not actually comedy clubs, they're bars. So if a bar is still running, they can still make money by being open and serving drinks and having the jukebox on. So comedians are like a bonus. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's the case. Because the places I play in, they are mostly clubs. It's not the same thing. So they're not bars, they're nightclubs. So people only go there to dance. So if no one turns up, it's because you didn't promote it well enough. But in comedy clubs, people go there anyway to eat fucking chicken fingers, burgers, chips, play darts, pool, hang out, get drunk for cheap. So the comedians are the bonus. So maybe that's why they let them come, pause all the time, because it's extra free money on top of whatever they're making. Maybe that's the reason why. I think I figured it out there in real time. I think so. I figured it out. Comedy clubs aren't clubs; they're actually bars, and the comedian on stage is just like a extra bonus. They're not needed, but if they can bring people and sell more drinks for them, whatever, then fair play. They'll take it. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. I actually want to see what it looks like, actually. I actually want to see what this place looks like, the comedy bar in Dubois, because Brendan was very dismissive of this place. He wasn't really that fond of going there, but I actually want to see what this place looks like. Where's Dubois? Dubois is that Idaho? What's IA? IA is Idaho, right? Am I right or am I wrong? I don't really know when it comes to American geography. Please forgive me. Is IA Idaho? Is that in Indianapolis? Whatever that, how you say it? Indianapolis? What is fucking what is IA? What is it? Iowa. It's not Idaho. It's Iowa. Iowa kind of sounds Nigerian, isn't it? No? Or am I bugging? Does Iowa kind of sound Nigerian? It's kind of giving Lagos, right? It's kind of giving Igbo. Iowa kind of sounds a bit Nigerian. I wonder if it's got like Nigerian ancestry and colony attached to it as well. I don't know. Iowa, the boy is Iowa, Uyowa. Anyway, let's. It looks really nice, right? Nice and warm. Loads of woods. I was just saying it's pretty much an Igbo word for it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it sounds kind of in it. Iowa, Oluo, Iowa. You must give your husband sex. Iowa, Olua. Even if you're tired, you must give him sex. Let's continue here. So what we got here? The comment. Oh, it's got a nice terrace on it too. This looks lovely. Why did Brendan want to? Oh, is this outside? Oh, being a comedian is not fun, is it? Can you imagine performing on a rooftop outside? That is grim, bro. If that goes well, it's like a scene out of a movie. When it goes terribly, it's like performing stand-up at a family barbecue, you know? Like, that doesn't look fun. I don't want to do it outside. But it looks like a cool place. Okay, there's a stage. More stage on there. It looks quite nice, isn't it? I don't mind it. Got some pictures of comedians on the flyer. Body boo, body bing. I don't really mind it. I think it looks fairly decent. What are you guys saying? Look, it's multicultural, right? They cover all the bases. They got Caucasian dude. They got racially ambiguous Latina. Could be white. Could be mixed. Could have a tan. They've got black girl who made good. They've got black boy that's the parents are proud. Like, they covered all the fucking bases. It looks fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. They've got the dudes from the local startup here, hanging out after hours for drinks and shit, you know? I loving the scene. It looks like a fun place. Why wouldn't Brendan want to go? This looks like fun. You know, look at that. Good multicultural, hanging out with the boys. Anytime you go to a bar and you see guys with their shirts tucked in, you know you're going to have a good time. You know you're going to have a good time. Guys that have their shirts tucked in these type of bars, they're usually the ones that would offer you shots. They want to know where you're from, right? They're like really kind. Right? They're intrigued about you, like everything. Like, I love this vibe, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love the vibe of this place. It looks fucking cool. I would definitely go. Let's see what the menu. Do they have a menu of what they serve there? Because I want to see what the fucking menu is saying. They serve food or not, or just drinks? Oh, okay, just probably drinks here. Don't have anything else going on there. The comedy bar menu in Iowa. In Iowa or Dubois, let's see if they got anything here. Give us something. Let's just do Iowa. Give it to me. Come on, give it to me. Give us a menu. What do you have here? You have tacos, you have chicken burgers. What do you have? What do you have here? Anything? No food? Or just drinks maybe. Maybe just liquid courage. You only get liquids in here, unfortunately. No drinks or anything. But anyway, he's not wanting to perform there. The events have been fucking cancelled for some reason. Very, very, very strange. But we're going to play some videos here of him cancelling loads of shows. So let's play this. This is fucking hilarious. Let me play this for you. Let me get it up on here. Bear with me a second. Because he does love to cancel a bunch of shows. Where is it? Where's the clip? Where'd I put it? Where are you? Where are you? Bear with me a second. Oh my God. Where's this clip? Where'd I put it? There it goes. Here. Yeah. Big up the account called Tribe. It's a YouTube account called Tribe. They post this funny clip. Let's play this.
Dude, it's rare I cancel dates. I never do.
Oops. Let me put it on the screen. My bad. It's rare I cancel dates. I never do.
Dude, it's rare I cancel dates. I never do. I had to.
He has to be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
Like, I had to reschedule my San Francisco dates because they recalled the district attorney. So
that is still one of the best lies ever. Canceling a date because they recalled the district attorney. What? You know what's odd as well? I'm not too sure if you guys listen to other comedy podcasts still, but I still do. And from time to time, you'll hear comedians make a joke of cancelling shows because of low tickets. It happens all the time, it seems like. Sometimes you book a whole tour. You might book in a market that you think you're big in, but you're not actually big in. The sales come through. It's not going well. You just knock it off the list. It gives you a bit more time to rest in between. Maybe you can double up on dates where you sold out on and keep it moving. It seems to happen quite often. It's not like a big deal. But for some reason, Brendan's ego is so fragile, he can't even admit, oh yeah, I didn't sell tickets because, you know, I had to cancel the show, sorry, because I didn't sell enough tickets, but I'll try and rebook another time, but I'm going to rebook some more dates in places where people want to, I don't know, whatever. You just make a joke out of it. It's not that big of a deal. He makes all these convoluted tales and excuses for something that seems to be pretty standard in the industry. Everybody's shows one time or another get cancelled because of low ticket sales, because there's only a finite number of people out there who can go to shows or who are your fans, and not every place that you go to is going to be a sellout. It is what it is. It's not that big of a deal, but this guy's ego is so fragile, he can't even admit that to himself, let alone the fans, because I don't think he's talking to the fans when he's saying this sort of stuff. When he's lying like this, I don't think he's lying to you or I. He's trying to convince himself that he's still kind of worthwhile and good, and, you know, he's still trying to make himself feel better and shit by making up these excuses and lies, when really it doesn't really matter, mate. You still got a good life. You still get to basically not work a conventional job. You get paid to talk for a living. You get to perform for some people on stage that kind of like you and shit. You still have a following on your podcast despite everything that's happened. That's all a win. All this comedy stuff should be a bonus on top of what you're already doing. But for some reason, he still fucking does all these mental gymnastics. The fucking DA. Let's replay that one more time, because this was one of my favorite Brendan Schaub lies.
He has to be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
Like, I had to reschedule my San Francisco dates because they recalled the district attorney. So they wanted to push the dates till things are a little safer.
Oh, Uche says Iowa means what in Igbo? It means unbelievable. Oh, that's amazing. Iowa means unbelievable. It's actually unbelievable that Brendan cancelled, right? No, obviously not. It's unbelievable that Brendan didn't cancel the show sooner. I love it. Unbelievable. That's fucking brilliant. He makes the craziest excuses, but was silent after cancelling a whole European tour. Exactly, Assad. And then he tried to say he cancelled the European tour because of his kids' baseball. Bro, your child's 7 years old or whatever. Like, you're not going to make your child pro over one summer at 7. It's going to be a long, whatever. Talking Thrones, Brendan can't admit low ticket sales because he spent so much time making fun of others who can't sell out. Bingo. That's probably one of the main reasons why. He put so much value on selling out when he first started, that now that he's not selling out, because things change in comedy, I'm assuming, he's now seeing it as a failure, and his brain can't process like he's failing at one thing. It's like, it's not that deep, bro. Honestly, I really don't think it's that deep personally. But what do I know? What do I bloody know? That part of being a seasoned comic or any other type of entertainer, artist, they can probably learn from those lower turnout dates. Oh my God, MK. Exactly, MK. exactly. But that's the thing. Brendan is the type of person who doesn't like performing in front of crowds that aren't sold out. You know, he doesn't get that bit of the artistic struggle, the what's that thing called? The hero's journey. He doesn't understand that part of the hero's journey while you're toiling through mud. Big up A Story to Tell. Appreciate you, brother.
I cancelled a show because I bought my mother-in-law a helmet.
No comment. No comment. Thank you, A Story to Tell. No comment. No comment. No comment, but thank you for the super chat. No comment. No comment. No comment. I'm a small content creator. I need this channel to feed my 2 kids and my family. I'm not going to take any chances. No comment. I'll throw that one away. But thank you, A Story to Tell. Appreciate you. No comment. Oh, that was brilliant. But yeah, big up MK. You are basically right. I think part of I said before, didn't I? What did I say? During the fucking Skankfest live stream, I was saying that I don't ever think Brendan could ever be funny because unfortunately he just started too late and he's never been a funny dude and he doesn't really have much self-reflection, self-deprecation. It's just not something he does. So it's difficult to him to try to tap into that bit of funny because you have to kind of admit a lot of your faults, look in the mirror, all this type of stuff, be a bit, you know, brutally honest. It's not going to work. But just mostly based on the age thing also, it's just a bit too late for him, unfortunately. Especially because he's been most of his life an athlete. To suddenly go to be the jokey guy is just hard to do. But one of the main things that really kind of shines with Brendan when it comes to not being funny, he lacks that kind of artistic thing, innit? Where he just does stuff for the fuck of it. Now that we know about the Podcast One compensation money that he got because of the money owed, and we know about that business, we now know, or I think, in my opinion, the whole reason why he does all these podcasts isn't because he wants to give his fans content and share his opinion on running topics and sports and whatnot. He does these shows for money. You can see by his face. He's fucking bored out of his nut here. He's looking tired, but he just clocks in and clocks out. He does nothing for the art. Everything he does is for the paycheck because he realized the ad game on podcasting is quite handy, which again, I don't blame him because it's quite smart. That was a smart thing about Brendan. He saw how much Cast Media was paying. They were paying crazy ad rates. So he just thought to himself, hold on, if I just make more podcasts and negotiate separate ad deals, that's basically more money. Whatever I'm making on T-Fat-K, I can times that by 3 by doing 3 more podcasts. So he did that, and that's why he's been able to live this life of a crazy ex-NFL player, even though he has terrible pods, because he has this crazy business model going on. But nothing he does is creative or artistic. It's just, you know, whatever it is. So that's why he's probably unable to do the artistic thing, which is be happy to perform for a crowd of 10 people, because it'll give him the chance to try some new shit out. Maybe he wants to start singing on stage or use an instrument or bring a fucking puppet or talk about other things or use a voice, whatever. He can experiment and do some fun shit when it's a smaller crowd and people that don't know him. And that's what most artists and most creative people actually do. And then you obviously use that learnings and you apply it to your actual main comedy bits. But he's never going to do that. Big up Austin Casey. I appreciate it, brother.
Does anybody know if YMH Studios was with Cast Media?
YMH Studio was with Cast Media. I'm going to say no. I don't think... No, actually, I'm going to say no. I don't think they were. Austin, I'm pretty sure I don't think they were. There was another company. There was 2 at the time. When Cast Media was popping, there was another company. I forgot the name of it though. There was another big podcast network company that was blowing up. It wasn't Bill Burr's thing. I don't know what, I forgot Bill Burr's thing. That's now become a production company. But Bill Burr had a network as well that he was doing something on. It was another thing. I forgot the name of it, but I don't think they were. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Who knows? What are you guys saying here? Podcasting died in the pandemic. Crash, people keep saying that, but I don't think that's true, bro. I just think there was too many pods and they mostly were shit. But people are still listening to them. I don't think podcasting has died. I don't think that's true. I just think there was oversaturation. Again, I could be wrong. I think there's oversaturation and I think the companies betted on the wrong people. Like all the Spotify guys, they went and betted on celebrities and stuff. Like that girl, the hot girl with the great tits. What's her name? Fucking Emily Ratajkowski. Didn't her podcast recently get cancelled, right? It recently got whoever backed her, they recently cancelled her podcast too. So all those big celebrities, they weren't able to keep their listeners engaged, and maybe it wasn't profitable for the companies. They all dropped off. But I don't think podcasting overall has died. I wouldn't say that. I just think there was just too many of them and not enough people to listen to them. Maybe. I don't know. Did they ever do ads for Dig Juice? Lols, MJ Ranger. I think one major thing that's hurts Brendan comedy is he's never had to struggle in his life. He went from Division 1 college football to the UFC to selling out shows before he had an act. You know what, Talking Thrones? I'm going to disagree with that. I think he has struggled. He struggled all of his life before he got to comedy and podcasting. I think comedy and podcasting was the first time he actually did something and it just worked. I think he always wanted to play football. Don't believe his lie about I want to be a comedian. He went to play football. It didn't work out. He then moved to the UFC. He went to be champion. It didn't work out. Then he got to podcasting and it all clicked because of the connections and the friends that he had and the time that he did it. So if anything, he should be more appreciative of the fact that that works out the way it did. But I think he's got that kind of brain, which again is not his fault. I think everyone sometimes has. I think even I've had that bit of me in my brain, but I don't know if you guys agree. But I think Brendan has this bit of his brain that I've had before, where you think you're amazing, and sometimes when good things happen to you, you're like, yeah, it's about fucking time. And instead of it making you be appreciative and humble that you got what you got, and just grateful that you got the opportunity or whatever you're striving for, the opportunity and what you get makes you feel almost bitter, or I don't know how to describe it. You feel almost vindicated in a way, and you start to act a little bit, you know, like you got a big head and shit. You start to turn your nose up at people because it's no. Think about early T-Fat-K. As soon as T-Fat-K popped, Brendan's personality changed almost immediately. And I think it's because he always felt as if like he was overlooked. He didn't get recognition. People don't know how amazing I am. Then the podcast pops and suddenly he's like, yeah, I fucking told you. I fucking told you I'm fucking sick. I fucking told you I'm funny. I told you I'm a beast at business. I told you. Do you know what I mean? And that's why then he didn't respond well to criticism. When the fans criticized him and pushed it back, that's why he kind of took it very personally, because like, how dare you? Look at me. I've won. Because I've got this car, I've got this house, that is proof that I know what I'm doing. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You guys are unfunny. You guys live in your mom's basement. You're homeless. Do you know what I mean? You're fat, you're losers. Like that kind of attitude. I think that's what happened to him. So it's a strange brain to think of. But again, I've been a fan of the pod for a while, or I was a fan for a while. So I listened a lot to them. So I would assume I kind of have a good handle on how they are. And I think that was what happened. I honestly do think so. So basically in conclusion, Brendan's always kind of been like this. He just, you know, the money came and then, you know, it suddenly kind of confirmed everything about him that he thought about himself. Sarlux, was that so much? What's that? What Sarlux said here? Oh, sorry. So much for that BS he said at Skankfest about him paying dues. Exactly. All bullshit. That's the one. Yeah, thank you, MK. All Things Comedy. That's Bird's Company. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. All Things Comedy. Thank you for that one, MK. What else are you guys saying? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Uj, something about Rogan catapulting his career into success makes people's egos inflate. Just like Papa and Tom. Yeah, for sure. But that's the thing I don't get, though. That's really funny. I think maybe it's narcissism. If that was, maybe I'm looking at it from a wrong point of view because I'm probably a little bit different personality than these guys. But I think if that was me and I had a friend like Rogan who helped me get to where I'm getting to, because no one's saying here that Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer, Brendan, all these guys don't work hard and didn't put in the effort to get to where they get to themselves, right? But we are also acknowledging that Joe Rogan's friendship is a big help for anybody's career, especially if you're already doing the work. It's going to definitely boost what you're doing. If that's me and I'm working hard already and this guy gives me a boost, I would just be appreciative of it. It wouldn't make me cocky or arrogant because I know that it's not only my work that got me here. It's kind of luck, happenstance, friendships, network. It's all loads of things that kind of added to my success. It's not just because I worked hard and I record 7 podcasts. No, it's loads of things that contribute to your success. And most of it doesn't really have to do with you. You know what I mean? You just happen to be there. It's like that whole saying about luck, right? Luck only happens to people who are already prepared. So you're prepared, some luck came your way, someone dropped out, someone didn't do this, and then you kind of staggered through. That's all well, good, appreciative. But for some reasons, these guys, especially the ones who got a lot of help from Rogan, who I would say Brendan's a good example, he really does think he did it all by himself. Like, yeah, it's just me. I'm amazing. It's like, is it though?
I mean, you know how fucking stupid you have to be to even think something like that, let alone say it publicly and act like you're fucking serious.
Hold on, what's that comment say? If Schaub cancelled because the city is too dangerous. Oh, big up Austin Casey. I appreciate it, brother.
If there was a serial killer that did podcasts, we would all have so much fun psychoanalyzing him. But there isn't, so we psychoanalyze Bapa. Almost the same thing though.
Oh, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? I think the closest we got to a serial killer on podcasts is all these gangsters getting on Vlad TV and talking about the crimes that they did, you know, and basically dry snitching on themselves. But can you imagine if sometime in the future we get a guy that's got a true crime podcast who then turns out to be a serial killer himself? Has that already happened? For anyone in my stream who's a fan of true crime, do you know if that's the case? Has there ever been a case of a true crime podcast host being investigated for a murder or a string of murders? That would be crazy to watch. And then going back and looking at their content and seeing what they said in the past. But yeah, big up Austin Casey. Appreciate you, brother. That would be sick if that happened. This quote says, if Schaub cancelled because the city is too dangerous, why did Cobb's Comedy Club immediately fill his date with other comedians?
What's up, fam? My show this Friday at the Den Theater has been canceled.
I'm headlining the Moon Tower Comedy Festival in Austin, Texas.
Honestly, bro, I swear to my life, if you had to ask me right now, hey, Agostino, what's your favorite Brendan lie? Moon Tower Comedy Festival is my favorite lie. That is my favorite Brendan Schaub lie because it's so dumb. It's so fucking redacted. It's just amazing. I love this lie. The lie goes something like this. Moon Tower Comedy Club books Brendan for their comedy festival. It's a stacked festival. Bill Burr's on there, Tim Dillon's on there, all the who's who of fucking LA comedy stand-up scene are playing at the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. When they announced the Moon Tower Comedy Festival, they announced a partial lineup. In that partial lineup, there's not a lot of names on there. It's a festival, so there's going to be hundreds of names. Maybe there's under 50 names on there. And because there's under 50 names on there, they put some names at the top of people who you probably know of because they're trying to promote the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. So Brendan's name is at the top of the lineup just because they're promoting the first round of sales and whatever it may be. Anybody with a brain would have worked that out. For some reason, Brendan either thought because his name was at the top, he was headlining, or he purposely misrepresented it and said he's headlining. And he got on the fire and the kid was like, yeah, I'm headlining the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. I'm a headliner. I'm so honored. Da, 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 da. And everyone was like, on the Reddit, and everybody was like, bro, you're not headlining. You're performing, which is great already. Like I said before about his fucking football career. There's no need to lie about it and to embellish it. The fact that you played for Colorado is still sick. Even if you didn't get many minutes, you didn't play as much, the fact that you got a picture of you in the gear is still good enough. You don't need to lie about your fucking combine numbers and stuff. It's excessive. Same with the Moon Tower Comedy Festival. You're playing on a lineup with all these big names in the comedy. That should be enough for you. Why do you need to lie about headlining? He carries on lying. People keep trolling him on the comments. You're not headlining. You're not headlining. He keeps pushing it. In the end, somehow. So then the next flyer comes out, and the following flyer with all the lineup, with the full lineup on it, has Brendan in the lineup, but he's not at the top. He's just jumbled in with everybody else. Then out of nowhere, he then says, I'm cancelling the fucking show. And some people are surmising he cancelled either because the stage that he was performing at didn't sell enough tickets, or people are surmising that he was afraid he'd get heckled. because I think there were some people from the Reddit that were gonna go, or I think it was in some outdoor type of place. It was like a comedy festival, so it was obviously like a multi-stage place, but his particular stage was in some outdoor type of place, and he was worried people might drive by and throw tomatoes at him. I don't know what's happening, but honestly, this is my favorite Brendan Schaub lie ever. I swear to God, it's so fucking unnecessary, so redacted, so pathological that it makes me laugh every time I see the flyer. I'm headlining Moontown Comedy Festival, and then fast forward 5 minutes later, cancelled. Sorry, Austin. I'll be announcing a full weekend ASAP. I won't be able to make it this Saturday. He cancelled it the same week as the fucking event. I fucking love this guy.
And the reason why I had to cancel the other shows is because Saturday, March 4th, you think I would want to be anywhere else besides Thick Boy Studios doing a Calabasas fight campaign?
To be fair to Brendan, let's give him some props. He does
anywhere else.
He does look 100 times better. I think he's not drinking as much, personally. Big up Stinger Goo. Appreciate you for the $2, brother.
Thoughts on Shins and Lil Brow's new snippet?
Yeah, we're gonna play all of that. Unfortunately, we're gonna play all that, and we're gonna react to it. Big up Stinger Goo. Appreciate you. Oh, fuck you for reminding me, man. I didn't want to play that shit, but we're gonna have to play it now. Thank you, Stinger Goo. Oh. Anyway, we're gonna do it. To give Brendan credit, he's not drinking as much. Let's be fair to him. I think he's actually either quit or he's not drinking as much before, because he looked so puffy here. He looked inflamed, like droopy eyed, like he was hungover, like drinking a lot. So he's clearly on Ozempic. He's clearly watching what he eats and not drinking as much. So give him props for that at least. Whoops.
Besides Thick Boy Studios doing a Calabasas fight campaign.
Is it normal for comedians to cancel many shows as Schaub does? Do any other comedians cancel as much as Schaub or even come close? Exactly. I want to know that. I want a fucking comedian to answer this question. Like, what is it with this guy keep canceling shows and keep booking them and keep rebooking them? I want to know. Please. What is going on? Please. Fuck my wife. If you know, you know.
We might have to send him out to the fucking clinic here, the brain clinic, get him fucking checked out.
I believe that was Brendan Schaub.
That makes sense. Bye.
You know what's funny? I swear that's the only words Dana White has said about Brendan directly, no? That makes sense. 4 words he said about Dana. He said about Brendan. And Brendan's been talking about Dana all the time. And Dana's only said 3 words to him somewhat directly. That makes sense. Honestly, it's so good. I love it, man. That makes sense. It's like, wow. How can you just get burned by 3 words like that? It's so fucking perfect. But yeah, big up Brendan, the fucking liar. And then we're going to watch another video too about him lying. Courtesy, I think, of my guy Dicey, right? Yeah, it is Dicey channel. Big up him. We'll see another video of Brendan lying here. Bear with me a second as I put this up on here. Actually, let me also get the chin thing too. I'll get that loaded because I don't want to fucking view this, but I have to do as the people request. And you motherfuckers are gonna make me fucking watch all the chin. Oh yeah, I got to do the fucking half of the chin vlog as well. Oh god, this is gonna be a horrible day. But hey, whatever. let's go. So let me get the chin clip, and then we'll also do the chin vlog as well. And then we'll jump onto some other stuff. But fucking hell. Big up Crash, appreciate you, brother.
Bapa has to hit up Brian's doctor for some lid work.
Yeah, exactly. Brian is looking his age, boy. Like, I know a lot of women out there who unfortunately get assaulted or get R-worded and stuff, you know, aren't probably that happy with the legal system. But there has to be some comfort. If you're a victim of some of those things that these guys have been accused for, you have to have some level of comfort from seeing how much these guys age. Like, Chris looks like he's aged 20 years since he got fucking cancelled. Like, it's sped up his aging. He looks horrendous. Same with fucking Brian. I mean, he's starting to look his age now, legitimately. So cancel culture doesn't work, unfortunately, nowadays. But the person that did the fuck shit to you, they don't get any peace. You know what I mean? They look horrible. So maybe that's some comfort to the victims. You'd hope so, but you know, you never know. And again, innocent to proven guilty. But hey, let's continue. I won't go into that because, you know, I'm a small content creator with a family to look after, so I don't want any trouble, okay? I don't want any fucking trouble. Let's also get some more things on here. Let me see the thing. Where is it? Where's the fucking chin thing? Bear with me a second as I get this loaded, and then we can move on. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. Bubbly bubbly bub. Scrolling down here, checking, double checking, everything's fine. Where the fuck is this thing? Oh, I should have fucking saved it, shouldn't I? I should have fucking saved it. I should have saved it, bro. Bear with me a sec here as I get it up. It should be on here, hopefully. Is it? Oh, where is it, man? Why don't I have it here? Did I fuck up? Did I fuck up? Maybe I did. Oh. Where is it? Oh, man. Okay, hold on. I think I have to search the thing. Let me see if I can find it on here. I have to search the thing. I thought I had it saved. Bear with me a second as I get it. Apologies for the static and the radio silence here, but we shall get back to regular scheduled programming in 1 second. Please bear with I. Oh my god, where is it? Maybe it got deleted. I have to go on his fucking Instagram to check it, innit? Oh, fuck. Okay, cool. Let me go on Chinsuy's Instagram. He's probably got it on there. I'm assuming, right? It's probably in his Instagram. It's a little story things with little brows. Let's see what it's like. Big up, Stinger Goo. Appreciate you, bro.
Don't try to save a chin.
Don't try to save a chin. Yeah, that last vlog nearly killed people on the live stream, but I'm gonna have to follow through. Unfortunately, we have to do part 2, and we need to get it done. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, I can't see. There's a clip of him with Ding, but there's no other. Okay, let me go. Maybe it's on Little Browse account. Let me check. Bear with me a second. I don't know where this video is. Maybe it's gone. I can't see it. If any of you guys find it, then let me know. But I can't see it where I'm at now. I'm trying to check. I'm on Little Browse fucking what you call it? His Instagram now, and I can't see the clip, unfortunately. There's his Instagram. Man, like Little Browse, but yeah. Anyways, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out one or the other. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So, yeah, look at this picture of Chris on the Reddit. Look at this. Look at this, brother. So, cancel culture doesn't work anymore, but look what happened to him since the allegations. Look at this guy. Look. Fucking hell. Like, don't get me wrong. He probably needs a good tan and maybe a good facial, but that, and then maybe it's a bad angle also. It's a bad screenshot, but this guy looks, he's been through some stuff, you know? I'm not really judging the tattoos because everyone's, you know, subjective. It's subjective story. Wherever someone's taste is not mine, it doesn't mean it's not good. But fucking hell, man. This guy looks like he's been through a lot, you know? That doesn't look like a guy that's like had an easy time, you know what I mean? This guy looks like he's had an interesting time out there. So again, cancel culture maybe doesn't exist in terms of what you would call it, not allowing you to see justice by seeing the person in prison, but at least what it does do is that it fucking makes sure the person looks the way Chris does at the moment in that fucking cold bath that he's in. And again, big up Chris D'Elia also for being unapologetic with this shit. He got accused of what he got accused of, and he's out here on his Instagram stories still posting pictures of himself topless, doing all these kind of like sneak first trap things, you know? Like, he doesn't give a fuck, innit? He doesn't give a single fuck. Like, he really doesn't care. He's out here being flagrant with it. Like, you'd imagine thinking about what he's been through, that he'd be a little bit more careful. He's out here still doing his whole little, you know, Crystalia first trap thing, trying to snare some under 21-year-olds into his DMs and stuff and get them on fucking, you know, it's sort of like he was doing like some like top, what's it called in marketing? Is it called like top level marketing? Like it's a funnel, right? It's like he was bringing people in through the Instagram comments, liking them, getting them on the DMs, then like, you know, what it's like a sales, what's it called? It's like a sales funnel, right? Let me see if I can find it. Sales funnel. I'm sure I know what I'm talking about here. But that's basically what Chris was doing with these girls, if I think about it. It's like a sales funnel. I remember doing sales for a tiny bit in my fucking job, and I remember that was kind of what you were doing, isn't it, right? 6 stages of the sales funnel. Awareness, what does that say here? Awareness, negotiation, interest. Yeah, there we go, here. Awareness, discovery, evaluation, intent, purchase, loyalty. That's basically what he was doing with these girls, right? The pipeline stages, prospecting, right? That's what he got. Instagram, because all the girls said on Instagram that Delia would be fucking, if you liked a picture of, if a girl added him or liked a picture, he would immediately DM them, right? So he was kind of prospecting them in the when they liked it, right? You look at their profile, you'll see who they were, you'll prospect them. Then you'll qualify the lead by maybe liking their pictures, looking what they do, check their Instagram stories. Initial meeting will be the DMs. Define the prospect's needs will be, hey, do you want to suck my dick? No, define prospect needs will be him trying to pretend like he's their friend. Stage 5 would be making an offer. Do you want to suck this fucking, you know, this pale white dick? Yes or no? Negotiation would be maybe on Snapchat, come to my hotel room before the show, in the fucking cupboard, behind the bar, whatever. 7 will be closing the deal. They'll walk down the fucking hotel corridor. These little 17-year-olds shaking and afraid, but also eager to see somebody that they like, that's groomed them, and then kind of nervously knocking on the door, and then they'll deliver the product, and he'll force his fucking horrendous, unfunny penis down their throats, unfortunately. You know, that's basically what he did, essentially. That's basically what he was doing, allegedly, because I don't want to get sued, and I've got a young family to support, but that's basically what Crystalia was doing with these ladies, according to the reports that you hear online. I'm just reporting what I hear online, okay? I don't know what happened. I'm just reporting what I heard online. I'm just reporting what I heard. I'm not a fucking reporter. I'm just fucking reading stuff online. It's not that fucking deep, mate. Next on here. This is actually a really good flyer, right? But I'm also curious to know why fucking comedians feel the need to like name tours things and make a big song and dance around it when it's just gonna be the same shit. So he's got this really cool flyer that says "Keep on Trucking" tour. Brendan, and it's got him with his illustration of his TRX, the cable, him jumping into the water and shit, and then it's got a low ticket warning, which is funny because, you know, there's never a low amount of tickets. There's always an abundance of tickets. Niagara Falls, good imagery and shit. So it's called the Keep on Trucking tour. What's the point? Why not just have, you know, bunch of live dates, have the illustration? Why does it have to be called a name? This isn't gonna go into a special, you know? And it's interesting because most likely he's still going to be doing bean cheese jokes, right? He's not going to be doing anything interesting. So why make this whole content around the car when you won't be doing car jokes? You won't be doing car guy jokes. You'll just be you talking about bean cheese and your Mexican wife and having kids that speak Spanish. You'll just be the same shit. That's the interesting thing about it. All this song and dance, paying the money for this person to illustrate this flyer for you, making up the name, all for nothing, really. No, it's kind of weird, but all comedians do it. To be fair, they love a good let me name my tour. You know, very interesting here. Who did he not pay to make that? Lols, Uche. Exactly. He has a really long history of doing that, bro. Long history. A big self-portrait that says, "Yeah, dude, I rock just like Steve-O." Exactly. Big up, Crash. Hey, Chin from bitch. Oh, NJ Ranger. Do you think this was made with AI or Midjourney? Do you think so? I think someone. Oh, do you think that was made by Mid? Is that why it's? Oh man, I thought someone made it. It looks quite cool. I thought it was like one of those kids that makes the flyers for like Kai Cena and all those guys. Can you make something like this on Midjourney? I don't think so, right? It looks a little bit nice and cool. Midjourney stuff looks a bit shit. Wow, blew my mind. Okay, okay, cool. That explains why they do it. Then it's Midjourney is not that expensive, I guess, to use. Couple of prompts, it's not hard, right? Couple of prompts and stuff, and you can spit out the right bit of content. Okay, that makes sense. I'll take it back then. Why not do this? Is that what I mean? Why not do this? It's a free hit, but it's funny. Low ticket warning is fucking hilarious when there's always tickets available for your shows. It's fucking funny. Keep on trucking. I don't know why really, but hey, keep on trucking, he says. Let's move on. We did that. We did this. Dubois, we spoke about Dubois and him cancelling. Oh, we got to play some stuff as well. Big up Crash 948. Appreciate you, Bradaski.
Free truck walks at the meet and greet after the show.
That's what you should have done to lean into it. There we go, Crash. Much better idea than anything Brendan's come up with. If Brendan came up with Trug Walk t-shirts that he only gave away after the show, or that he only sold after the show, genius. He gave away Trug Walk t-shirts that he didn't promote anywhere. They were only available after the show, and he got his fans to post about it, and it kind of got a bit of organic clicks and stuff. That would have been a smart move. Make some money, troll, make a joke out of it, and kind of diffuse the whole situation. Instead, he threatened to sue people. He went on podcasts saying that's not nice. One day, we need to sit down, maybe this week sometime. I want to rewatch the Bobby Lee, Kalila, and Brendan pod again, because I remember it being so brutal. I want to rewatch it again because that was so embarrassing. Him having to sit there and essentially plead his case as to why he was spreading malicious rumors out there about Kalila, about why he was blaming fucking Bobby for the Fire and the Kids subreddit. We need to rewatch it. I want to rewatch the whole thing again because that whole interview podcast thing was so cringe, so embarrassing for all the parties involved, by the way. All parties involved didn't come out of that looking good. So embarrassing, bro. Like, God almighty. But anyway, let's move on. Let's play this clip courtesy of the Fire and the Kids sub. It says, what's that thing called? Chronologicals of Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh. Raleigh. You can't pronounce Raleigh. I don't know why he can't pronounce that word, but for some reason, this word kicked Brendan Schaub's ass. He absolutely cannot pronounce it. Let's watch this. I love this fucking clip. Big up the Fire and the Kids subreddit, guys. This clip is so good. He can't pronounce that word to save his life. Let's listen.
You know how maybe you guys were like this in class or in school growing up. When I see a word, it can be challenging for me. If I hear it, I'm good. And then Pittsburgh and
I love how he said that like that was a good thing. Bro, that means you're a redact. That might mean you might have some developmental issues. That's not like a good thing. You shouldn't be like boasting about it. One more time.
Maybe you guys were like this in class or in school growing up. When I see a word, it can be challenging for me. If I hear it, I'm good. And then Pittsburgh and Raleigh.
Am I the only person that thinks if you're performing in a place you're not familiar with, shouldn't you try to understand or know how to pronounce the location where you're performing at? No? It's sort of like respecting the place that you're going to perform at. You hope your fans are going to come out, so you make the effort. Hey, I'm coming to Raleigh, California. I'm coming to Raleigh. I'm coming to Raleigh. However you want to pronounce it, you want to make sure you know how to pronounce it correctly. I'd assume so. Raleigh, Ruli. One more time.
When I see a word, it can be challenging for me. If I hear it, I'm good. And then Pittsburgh and Raleigh, North Carolina will be added on there. But then Denver, Raleigh, North Carolina.
In English or in British English, we would say rally, as in the same way you pronounce like a rally car. That's what you'd pronounce it. You'd pronounce it rally, because we also have isn't there a bike company called Rally, right? I'm sure there's a bike company called Rally, so it's pronounced the same way. So I don't know why he's struggling so hard to pronounce this word. Like, it's really messing with his brain. It's the R, it's the A, it's the L, it's like rally. It's just rally. It's not that big of a deal. Rally. Come on, Brendan.
Carolina, August 19th through the 21st. Raleigh, North Carolina, August 19th through 21st.
Say Raleigh.
Nope, refuse to. September 9th. Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina, August 19th through the 21st.
Raleigh?
What do you call it?
Well,
Raleigh?
he was saying it.
What do you call it? I love how he does that, because he doesn't want to accept that he's getting it wrong. So he thinks he's up some. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me 1 second, because I need to get this, because ERIK Griffin looks fucking crazy here, bro. He can't accept that he got the word wrong, so he says, "What do you call it?" No, it's what it's called. There is no difference of what is how you call it. There is no like option to call it something else. How it's pronounced is how it's pronounced. Anyway, number one, look at fucking ERIK Griffin. Yo, maybe he's got something in his pockets. I'm hoping so. But look at how wide this motherfucker looks in the chair. Hope there's something in his pockets. Hope that's not his body. But he's legitimately built like a bag of mashed potatoes. Look at that, bro. Holy shit. Look at this. This guy's not done a single squat, a single push-up in his entire life. He is softer than soft, like fucking hell, bro. You know those, have you ever eaten those things? You know what he looks like? Have you ever had what's it called again? I used to buy them, but they're really bad for you. It's proper fat boy shit. It's a microwavable meal, and it's like slices of potato. Is it like a grease? I don't know what you guys know how to cook. It's like a slice of potato. It's got bacon and it's got like cheese and it's like in a bag, and you can put it in a plate and you put it in the oven, and I don't know what it's called. I used to eat it in my fattest stage. It's really bad for you, but it comes in the fucking box and it's got a bag in it. He looks like that. I don't know if you do you know what I mean? Not Hot Pocket, not Hot Pocket. It's like slices of potato slices. There's like a creamy paste inside the bag with little bits of bacon usually, and you're meant to pour it in a tray or a plate, put it in the oven, and then it kind of, you know, fucking cooks, and you take it out and you eat it. I don't know what the fuck it's called. I don't want that. It says Trisha G. Gratin. That's the one. Gratin. That's what he looks like. Thank you, Space Guy. Let's say box gratin. Yeah, is that how you spell it, right? Look, that's what he looks like. He looks like in the bag though. When you open the bag, it's like a plastic little bag. That's what he looks like. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can get the bag. It's these bags, right? That's what he fucking looks like. I just remembered now thinking of it. Okay, it's just pudgy and shit. But it's usually a box on the inside, and he looks like that. I swear to God, that's how he's built. I can't see the fucking bag here, but you guys know what I mean. It's like microwavable macaroni and cheese and shit. It comes in a bag, right? Macaroni and cheese in a bag. Let me see if I can find it. Macaroni. Let's see. It's like a mac and cheese, and it's like you know, just, and it's like that. Yeah, there we go. It's like kind of like that. It's like mashed up, and you put it on a plate. Again, it's really fat boy shit. It's pre-made, horrible. If you're a real big back boy, if you're a real fat BTICH, you know what I'm talking about. If you've lived a good life and your parents gave you good food and you eat healthy, you won't know. But if you've been a fat piece of shit in your life, you will know about this shit. It's dark. Okay, you get this shit, you put it on a plate, you put it in the oven. Sometimes if you're really fat, you add your own bit of cheese on top. So I know, trust me, I've been there. It's some dark times. Big up, Keith.
Did you see when Brendan volunteered ERIK for Chet Hanks' weight loss program?
No. What? No, I didn't see that. No, I didn't see that. I want to see that though, because he's a fucking mess. Oh my God. Brandon, I'm not fat. I've never seen that stuff. I know. This is pure fat boy shit. I only know this. Look at this. You can even, oh my God, you can buy macaroni and cheese messenger bag. That's some fat boy shit, right? Actually, can I get that clip? Oh, I can't play it properly. That girl that eats a whole tray of lasagna on that show. Let's see if I can find it. Black fat girl. Let's see if it works. Eats lasagna. Can I see it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Is it on YouTube? Oh, it's on TikTok only. I can't play TikTok because my TikTok, my YouTube thing is shit. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, is it on YouTube? Oh, someone must have it on YouTube. Someone must have it on YouTube. Let's get this girl here so you can see what I'm talking about, because this is some real big back fat boy shit, right? Okay, this one. I think this is a reaction video, but let's just see this. There we go. That was me. That was me before. I've been in this place. So I know her pain. I know this girl's pain. Let's watch this video. Hopefully there's not much talking over this reaction. Let's see it. Come on, load.
Big wave guy, you know what the fuck,
you know.
What's good to the channel? Big wave guy, man. This boy Ted. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Follow my IG page at Big Wave God, man. And I ain't gonna lie, this
Big
little
up Big Wave God.
But I ain't gonna.
Let's get this. Let's fast forward it. Let's play it. Come on. Let's get this big back girl here. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Come on, come on. Big fat girl. Big back girl. Let's say.
On TikTok, but this is crazy.
Let's see.
Seconds in, and I got.
Look, there she is. There she is. There she is.
And I wasn't eating it.
Hold on.
This is. Well, I don't even know what to call it because it don't have a title. It's off TikTok, but it is kind of sad and kind of funny at the same time. Man. Let's get it.
All the weight gain slowed down when I went back to school. And I wasn't eating as much, but I was still finding ways to sneak food and eat the way that I wanted. And so I put on another 100 pounds in the next 5 years.
Hold up.
And I was around 250 when I was 13.
14 seconds in, and I gotta run it back because I was looking at her so much. I'm looking at her little body. I mean, her little big body. And like, I wasn't even listening to the story because it was just so stunning to watch. Like, the whole panel.
She'll be a good catfish, innit? Because she doesn't sound fat. If she was on VC chat, on the Discord, you'd think she's some hottie. She's got a cute voice, innit? She doesn't sound fat. Like, so she'd definitely catfish you on the fucking voice chat. On Discord or whatnot, she'd get you going. Like, I can't show my face because I've just had a surgery. I'm having makeup on. I'm not feeling confident. I mean, she's got a really cute voice, but when you see her in real life, you're like, rah, okay. And also, jeans are odd, innit? She's that big, but she doesn't have a bum. You know, she maybe has a bit. It's odd how fatness works on people, isn't it? You don't have a. She has a flattest ass ever, and it's all going to her face and her arms in the front, but her legs look kind of small for her size. Interesting, isn't it? How jeans work.
Lasagna, man, like y'all, I be wanting to do something like that, eat a whole pan of lasagna, but I know I can't. You feel me? Like,
all the weight gain slowed down when I went back to school, and I wasn't eating as much, but I was still finding ways to sneak food and eat the way that I wanted.
Wait. The first thing she said didn't make no sense. Talking about something slowed down when she went back to school, and she wasn't eating as much, but she still found ways to sneak in everything she wanted to eat. So she was basically eating the same. What?
So
I love when people try to make sense of psychos. You can't make sense of psychos. Just enjoy the freak show. Laugh and keep it moving. You can't make sense of psychos, my friend.
Another 100 pounds in the next 5 years. And I was around 250 when I was 13. And when it got like that was when my mom started to really point out my size. All the weight gain slowed down when I...
Also, why is she eating in her bedroom on top of a fucking cabinet? Is that an American thing? Do you guys eat in your bedroom on top of your, like, cabinet? Why does she just sit on the table or pull out a little tray or something? Why is she sitting in her bedroom on the cabinet? Like, what is that? What a weird place. Why would you take a lasagna to your bedroom? What? We eat everywhere. Why is the tray in her bedroom? I get it when they're fat and they can't move. and they bring things to them. That makes sense. But why is she taking because she went to the kitchen. She cooked the thing in the kitchen, walked through the living room, which is a nice living room, and then went to her bedroom. Why? That's a certain kind of fat to eat off. Exactly. How dare you say it's an American thing, says Bodybuilder News. Honestly, we have a lot of fat people in the UK too, don't get me wrong. But usually the standard fat protocol in the UK is to have like a TV dinner because you're eating in front of your TV. So you usually got like a dinner tray that you hold it with, or you got that kind of thing on wheels like that. It's like a little thing like that. It's like a that shape, like an R shape, and you use that to kind of put your food on as you're eating your food on your couch. But you don't stand up in front of your fucking cabinet and eat in your bedroom, eating your fucking no? Or your drawers where you put all your no? Or am I bugging?
Mom started to really point out my size.
If you haven't eaten the lasagna on your dresser, you don't know depression.
All the weight gain slowed down when I went back to school. And I wasn't eating as much, but I was still finding ways to sneak food and eat
So all the weight gain slowed down when she went to school. And I think this is a grown...
I love how he's trying to make sense out of this. You can't enjoy the nonsense. Don't make sense out of it. They're not sense-making people. That's why they're on TV providing entertainment. Enjoy the freak show. It is what it is.
Woman, you feel me? She just made a whole pan of lasagna and carried that bitch all the way to the bedroom.
The way that I wanted. And so I put on another 100 pounds in the next 5 years. And I was around 250 when I was 13.
So what?
And
250 at that height is crazy. She must be like 5 foot what? 2 or 3? At 250, 5 foot 2 or 3. She's a fucking unit, mate. That is a sturdy lady.
What's 5? You was 8, and you was 250 in the next 5 years. You gained 100 pounds, so you was 150 when you was about 8 years old. Now 150.
150 at 8. It's wild.
That's kind of big for a woman, like nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And look how short she is. So that's super big. Jesus.
when it got like that was when my mom started to really point out my size. All the weight gain slowed down when I went back.
Oh, that was fucking brilliant, man. That was fucking brilliant. Big up her, man. Thoughts and feelings. Oh, let's go back to the video we're watching. What we're watching? We're watching something else, weren't we? Where is it? Bear with me. There we go. Chronicles of Raleigh. But yeah, look at ERIK GRIFFIN. Fucking hell, bro. Man is built like a sack of potatoes. Or mashed potatoes. Or, what do we call it? Gratin, whatever it's fucking called, right? Gratin. Cheese gratin. Gratin. What was that what it's called? Gratin. Gratin. Potato with bacon. That's what it looks like. Oh, gratin. 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 Look at that. That's what it looks like. In a bag. Bag one too. Not like the nice one you get in a restaurant. That's what he fucking looks like. That's ERIK fucking GRIFFIN. That's him, right? That's him. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I bet he probably sings when he gets his food on the table as well. ERIK's one of the type of fats, isn't it? He probably starts singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I bet you he sings. Big up that Indian dude. Appreciate you, brother.
Bro, this subject is far too heavy. Talk about lighter subjects like Israel or how Hamas entering Israel is like some action movie stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Big up that Indian dude. More lighter subjects like Israel and Hamas, for sure. Big up that Indian dude, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Let's play this clip again. But yeah, I just point out how wide fucking ERIK GRIFFIN looks in that clip. Raleigh, how do you say it? I love how he said, how do you say it? As if there's another way to say it. Let's go back again. How do you say it, you know? Let's play it.
21st.
Say Raleigh.
Nope. Refuse to. September 9th. Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina, August 19th through the 21st.
Raleigh?
What do you call it?
Raleigh? Well, he was saying it the whole time.
Raleigh? I do it different every time. Then Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina. Next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, North Carolina, August 19th, 21st. Then it's Raleigh Improv, right?
Yeah.
This nigga's blowing out my fucking headphones, man. Raleigh. Like, fuck, I got to lower the fucking volume. Jesus Christ. One more time. He's blowing out my fucking headphones. The fucking meter's going all the way to red. Raleigh. Oh, fucking Brendan, man. This nigga's a multi-millionaire, you know. Honestly, life is rigged. That's why you should just enjoy what you have. Don't fucking limit yourself. Enjoy things in moderation. Have a good time. Love the people that you need around you. But this nigga's a fucking multi-millionaire and he can't pronounce rally. He's a multi-millionaire and he cannot pronounce a rally. He just can't pronounce it. Rally. Like, fucking hell.
19th through the 21st. Raleigh, North Carolina, August 19th
Raleigh.
through 21st.
Say Raleigh.
Nope, refuse to.
say
September 9th. Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina, August 19th through the 21st.
Raleigh?
What do you call it?
Well,
Raleigh?
he been saying it the whole time. Raleigh?
I do it different every time. Then Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, North Carolina. Next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, North Carolina, August 19th to 21st. That is Raleigh Improv, right?
Yeah.
I'm not in North Carolina anymore because of Delta and the hurricane. We have to reschedule. But
You got
the Delta virus of COVID and the hurricane made him cancel his show. Look at Chappelle giving him the side eye. All right? That's skeptical hippo eyes right there. A hurricane and COVID stopped him performing somewhere. And look how he tries to, you can tell he's lying because he doesn't want to look at Brian Callen. Watch, he mentions it, he doesn't want to look at him. Look at Brian. Brian's face is also he's not really convinced either. He looks freaking old in that picture. Look, let's play it one more time. Let's rewind it. One more time.
Improv, right?
Yeah.
I'm not in North Carolina anymore because of Delta and the hurricane. We have to reschedule. But
you got canceled because God was like, here's
storm.
pestilence.
Perfect storm.
The perfect storm.
I said, God, I like it. I don't mind taking a little break from the road. Just announced Raleigh, North Carolina, January 6th.
Raleigh. Say Raleigh. Of course, say Raleigh.
I like Raleigh.
Definitely say Raleigh.
Raleigh?
Don't
No,
ever say
I'm
Raleigh.
that baby giraffe.
Nope, you're going to say Raleigh.
No, I'm that giraffe.
You're going to correct yourself right now. No,
giraffe in the water.
No, don't die.
And then, how do you say it, B?
Raleigh.
Not-
Jesus Christ. Bro, why can't you just go on Google and just type in how to pronounce rally and then just pronounce it? Or just watch a video of somebody else pronouncing it correctly and just copy what they say. But surely, if you're going to perform in this place for these people, make a bit of an effort to pronounce where they live or the location correctly. No? Or maybe not. I don't know.
Not Raleigh, Raleigh. It's Raleigh, North Carolina, January 6th through January 8th. And then Raleigh, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, January 6th through January 8th. And then Raleigh, North Carolina, January 6th, January 8th. Then Raleigh, North Carolina's January 6th through the 8th.
Okay, so now he's pronouncing it the English way. Because like I said, in the UK, we would pronounce that rally. So he's switching from not pronouncing it the right way to pronouncing it the English way, the British way, which is fucking hilarious.
Raleigh. Then Raleigh, North Carolina is January, and then Raleigh, North Carolina is North Carolina is this freaking week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I've never been there, so I'm looking forward to it. Raleigh, come on out. Well, for we rescheduled Raleigh, so sorry guys, I'm shutting it down for January. I'll be doing sets all around Los Angeles.
Wow.
He does nothing still.
Wow.
Good illustration. Oh, I fucking love it, man. Raleigh. Fucking hell, bro. Honestly. Multi-millionaire that guy is. Multi-fucking-millionaire. Anyway, moving on. Let's watch this one. This is Brendan Schaub cancelling his shows. Can't sell tickets. Courtesy of my guy, Dicey. Love this guy's channel as well. So definitely make sure you subscribe to him. Let me like this bad boy. That's the video title for you want to watch it yourself. Brendan Schaub cancelling his shows and cancel tickets, courtesy of Dicey. Let's watch what he's saying.
It's rare I cancel dates. I never do. I had to. Like, I had to reschedule my San Francisco dates. That's out of my control, man.
In today's video, I'm bringing a showcase of how Brenda is failing as a comic even by his own standards. Mr. Schaub claims to never cancel any shows, yet he's constantly unable to make it due to a plethora of excuses. Initially, I was going to make a video on how Brenda's upcoming Euro tour is gonna bomb, but Bapa beat me to it by cancelling it less than a month out. All this really did was make me realize how often he really cancels his shows. He won't admit it, but he's failing. He can't
And for once, I was actually gutted when he cancelled because I really wanted to go to a London show. Like, I bought the tickets, I was ready to go. I was gonna turn up in my fucking Pooh Shiesty mask and shit. I was up for it, and then it got cancelled. I was like, fuck, because I'm really curious. I really wanted to see what he's like in person. You know, really wanted to see what is this motherfucker like in person, but it wasn't meant to be.
Tickets, and instead of having some introspection, he just goes and lies.
Yeah, I got my refund.
Like his life depends on it. So in this video, I'll give a few examples of braindump cancelling his shows, the exorbitant excuses he comes up with to cover his low ticket sales, and how, by his own standards, he's a failing comic. The first clip I have is of Brenda cancelling a show because he can't miss the John Jones and Shogun fight.
And the reason why I had to cancel the other shows is because Saturday, March 4th, you think I would want to be anywhere else besides Thick Boy Studios doing a Calabasas fight campaign for John Jones' return? I had to. It's rare I cancel dates. I never do. I had to. I just had to reschedule those two shows in Brett. Your boy had to.
Imagine believing he would cancel an opportunity to make money to live stream a fight. That's such a poor excuse. Who does that? You've got a show on. You could watch the show on your phone in the green room. So you can watch the fights on your phone in the green room before you go on stage. You could even go to a local sports bar after the shows and watch the fights. Like, you could kill two birds with one stone. Perform at your shows. Then you could maybe have a little meet and greet with your fans after. Bring some of the cool ones with you to the sports bar and hang out with them like Bert Kreischer mode and make it a night. But why would you cancel a show's money opportunity, because he's only in for the money anyway, only to go and live stream the show on YouTube? Come on.
Do it. Brea, sorry. It's rare I cancel dates. I never do. I had to.
So that was a fucking lie. And the fight and his shows were booked months in advance, but he had to cancel with only a 5-day notice? Yeah, that makes sense. This is the same guy that couldn't make it to his best bud and co-host's wedding because he couldn't miss a show, but he doesn't have any issues canceling for a fight companion? Oof, that's gotta hurt for Cuck Callan.
And also, Cuck Callan, that's gotta hurt too, because Brendan, if I'm not mistaken, he missed Brian Callen's wedding, but then he was able to invite himself to Schultz's wedding. That was a really cringy part about it. He made sure he went to Schultz's wedding because he knew everyone was going to be there, like Rogan or everybody else in the LA scene, but he missed Brian's. No, I don't think D'Elia went to Brian's wedding either. Yeah, true. I don't think any comedian went to Brian's wedding apart from who went? Oh, I think that guy, who's the, Steve, he's called something. He was helping them out with early shows. He's like a half Asian, half white guy, comedian. He's one of Brian Callen's friends. I think he might be the only comedian that went. I think so. Kind of sad, to be fair. I think that was only one of Brian's comedy friends that went to his wedding. What's his name again? Is it Steve something? He's a comedian, half white, half Chinese or Asian or something. I forgot his name. Steve Byrne, that's it. Steve Bryan. Steve Bryan, whatever his name is. I think he's the only one that went. I think so.
And I'm sure there's a good half dozen thickies that were absolutely gutted at the cancellation. And I know there's gonna be comments on this video like, well, Dicey, why does it matter? All comedians cancel shows. Leave Brenda alone. You're just jelly, bro. You're right, I am very jealous at not being a bloated buffoon, but the reason I decided to cover this topic is because Braindumb, being the narcissist that he is, never admits to canceling any shows because of low ticket sales. Instead, he always defecates lies to cover his ass and shift the blame. And then he has the audacity to call other people morons for not understanding how comedy works.
So just so you morons know the way comedy works is when you go into the city, if you eat dicks, if you eat all the dicks, when you go back, they do not buy tickets.
Yeah.
It's not, even if they're like, oh, I like Steve, I like him on Jacket, it doesn't matter. They're not buying your ticket.
Right.
So for you to come back to a market, if you're selling more and more tickets, it means you're doing something right. It means you're funny.
Ah, now we know why. We get it now. Whoever says he's narcissistic before is true, but I think what Talking Throne said before, the comment about Brendan basically intrinsically has always been somebody who attaches selling tickets with being successful. He doesn't care about being fun. Like, when's the last time you heard Brendan talking about, I want to make my friends laugh? I want to be funny. Like, he never talks about being funny. He only talks about selling tickets, selling out. So he attaches a lot of his self-worth as a comedian, as an artist, whatever he does, on like numbers, money. So the amount of ads he has on his podcast, the amount of shows he's booking, the amount of tickets he can sell, that to him is success. So that's why he, guess what? Lies about his ticket sales. Because he can't accept the fact that he's not selling tickets, because if he accepts the fact he's not selling tickets, it means he's not doing well. Actually, I keep saying tickets, really weird. Tickets. It's not tickets. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah.
So for me, I always gauge my level of stand-up and how I'm doing when I go back to markets, if I'm selling more and more tickets.
Sure.
So how about now then? How's he showed now?
Oh, really, dude?
Exactly.
Oh, really, dude? Oh, really, dude?
Let's play that one more time. Let's play one more time. I'm not going to break it.
They're not buying your ticket.
Right.
So for you to come back to a market, if you're selling more and more tickets, it means you're doing something right. It means you're funny.
Yeah.
So for me, I always gauge my level of stand-up and how I'm doing when I go back to markets, if I'm selling more and more tickets.
Sure.
Oh, really, dude? Oh, really, dude? Oh, really, dude? Oh, really, dude? Oh, really, dude?
So even by his own standards, his level of stand-up isn't the toilet B. He's cancelling more shows now than ever, and his excuses always top the last one. Like this next clip when the San Francisco DA was recalled.
Certain cities, as a comic, it's tough, man. Like I had to reschedule my San Francisco dates this coming weekend because they recalled the district attorney. And people aren't going out to clubs and restaurants. No one's.
Can you imagine lying like that? 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 The district attorney is the reason why you can't perform your little shitty comedy fucking routine at some comedy club. Recalling of the district attorney. One more time. You know he's lying too because of the... Yeah, I couldn't turn up because of the district attorney. And yeah, the attorney told me that I was... I don't know, man. I can't really come. Why? I got this thing going on. I gotta go to heaven. What? No, like I gotta go to hell, but I'm not really too sure where I'm going. And I've also got a bit of a itch. No, actually, I've been to Paris, so I might have caught some bed bugs on my back. So it's like, what? This guy is amazing.
San Francisco dates this coming weekend because they recalled the district attorney. And people aren't going out to clubs and restaurants. No one's coming to the city. So they wanted to push the dates till things are a little safer. That's out of my control, man. These cities that wanted to defund the police and...
So on June 13th, Brenda says...
No one's coming to the city.
Then a week later, on June 20th, the Warriors have their championship parade, and this is what the crowd looked like. I can't get over the ridiculous...
Oh, that's what the crowd looked like. I fucking love it, bro. The district attorney didn't influence that allegedly.
Lessness of the lies this goof comes up with. It's so insane. Even a child would have a better sense than to come up with something so absurd and so easily verified.
Yeah, exactly. More dancing soon, Severe Design. Yeah, you're right, actually, Paris Bardo. I do need a soundboard. I'm actually going to put one together, actually. Good suggestion. I definitely do need one. I need to definitely need a... Oh, really, dude? I definitely need one of those.
But who knows? Maybe those are all criminals running the city. Maybe it's another Antifa versus Proud Boys situation that only Brendan Schaub can resolve. So for this next clip, it's getting pretty spicy, so make sure you drink some water with it, because Brenda couldn't sell enough tickets, so he blamed it on the COVID policies.
I had to cancel my theater show in Chicago.
That theater required proof of vaccination.
And it's not the Den Theater's fault. It's my team's fault for not reviewing the contract. Now, to be fair...
My team? Who's in your team? Chin. Axe J. I love this. People, honestly, there's nothing I despise more than people who are like off to the studio. Bro, you're in your bedroom like all of us. Relax. We're all in our rooms, living rooms, bedrooms, or whatever, like off to the studio. Like, come on. Come on. Come on. My team.
Theater show in Chicago.
That theater required proof of vaccination.
And it's not the Den Theater's fault. It's my team's fault for not reviewing the contract. Now, to be fair, once I hit up Den Theater, like, let's see if we can get out of it for your show. Most people don't care now. I'm like, I care. My audience cares. I'm not anti-vax. You do whatever you feel comfortable with. But what I can't be part of is if it's forced upon people.
Let's see if we can get out of these COVID policies for your show, Mr. Schlob, because you're such a big draw, B.
Him using COVID as an excuse to get out of cancelling shows. Oh, this guy, bro. I'm so happy I don't have this personality. This inability to accept that you do anything wrong, or that sometimes things just don't work out in your favor, and to just be so fragile that you can't even admit that, hey, maybe I booked these shows hoping people I had loads of fans there. They weren't there. I have to maybe go back to the fucking drawing board, you know, get funnier, market myself better to go back out there again. I'm happy I don't have this personality, because this must be exhausting to just keep throwing up all these fucking defense shields every time something goes wrong. It wasn't me, it was them, it was the... Exhausting after a while, bro.
So it is verifiable that the Den Theater had COVID policies, so that's not what Brenda's lying about here. The lie is that he's cancelling because he had to put his foot down and take a stand for what's right, which is pretty redacted because you know that if he had sold tickets, he wouldn't give a rat's ass. Exactly. This is just his way of saving face and appealing to the right-wingers while doing it. And what kind of a shit tour manager does Brenda have that they didn't even review the contract? Exactly. Oh yeah, it's his brother, Axe J. And you know there's a small society of Freed Axe celebrating the fact that he's standing up for his rights. But the bullshit doesn't end there. Since he couldn't sell out the Den Theater, Brenda jumps on an already sold out show at the Laugh Factory and posts an Insta story acting like he sold it out.
So now I'm doing a 30-minute spot at Laugh Factory, Chicago. I close the shows out 7:30, 9:30.
What are we doing?
Oh my God. So shameless. So he cancels those shows allegedly because of standing up for his rights and being against forced vaccination, whatever, right? It's a ruse. He then gets added last minute to a bill that's already sold out at the Laugh Factory. He then posts a picture on his Instagram stories with the caption, "Chicago on a day notice, 2 packed shows. Thanks for the love." To make it seem like he sold out these shows late noticed. Brendan, man, why do you do this, bro? I don't understand. Like, the things I don't understand about his lies are this. In the industry, I'm properly sure in the industry, because comedians are catty, they're backstabby, they're fucking gossipy as fuck. So I'm sure in the industry, everybody knows everybody's business. So the people who would be impressed by you selling out shows last minute, they know the truth. They know who was booked before. They know the amount of tickets that were sold before you were announced on the bill. They know it had nothing to do with you. But the fans, we don't give a fuck. No one actually cares who's not involved in the business. It doesn't like. I've never seen a comedian post a picture of theirs packed out show and thought, yeah, I want to go next time. It's usually because I think they're funny or because I watched a special. These packed out show things, they're cool. If you like somebody, double tap, you press like, but you don't. It doesn't impress you much. So who's he lying to? The fans are probably nonplussed. The people in the industry know the truth. So who are you actually lying to? Has to be himself, innit? Has to be himself. It's so odd.
In here, B. So the last but not the least topic to cover is the Euro Tour. Where do we start with this one? For some reason, Brenda thought a Euro Tour was a good idea because nothing says tongue-in-cheek British humor like taco jokes and opening his show with a Yo, London! What's up?
I had to reschedule because Hamas attacked Israel.
Oi. Don't joke on that. Don't joke on that. Don't joke on that. Don't joke on that. Let me go on TFATK website and see if he's got a show in San Francisco or something. Don't joke on that. Do not joke on that, Mr. Austin KSD. Do not joke. Let's go to TFATK. Has he got a show happening in like San Fran or somewhere where there's a political hotbed like Oregon or wherever they'll protest, or like New York or somewhere? Let's see. Because he might say that. He might try and cancel and make an excuse that he's cancelling because we've had protests in London. We've had people who are pro-Palestine, people that are pro-Israeli protesting in the streets and going crazy. He might use that as an excuse. Let's scroll down and see. He's got a show in Niagara Falls, Chicago. Oh, Chicago is quite a metropolitan, bustling city. They probably protest there, right? So don't be surprised obviously the war's still going to be raging, but it's December, it's quite far ahead. If there's something still that happens, don't be surprised if he tries to cancel this thing because of what's happening with Hamas in fucking Israel. Don't be surprised. Edmonton next year, okay, cool. Nothing, okay, San Jose, California, February. Wow, boy. Brendan's dates are looking a bit light, innit? Maybe he's finally catching up with him, all the cancellations. Wow. No dates in October. Only dates in November, the first weekend. And then one date in December. Nothing in January. February. Fuck. Wow. Looking a bit light there, isn't it? Shit. Maybe something's happening. Maybe something's actually happening. I don't know. Let's go. Oh, no, what's the video? Not that one. Where is it? One. There you go.
Yo, London is different, B. All you guys got uncut cocks. It's pretty dicey. I'm sure it would have been a hit, but I guess we'll never know because he's cancelled the tour and is trying to sweep it under the rug. Looking at his ticket sales, for example, at the O2.
Big up Jamie, brother. Appreciate it. But I'm just a regular average dude like everybody else here, mate. Just talking out my ass, having a good time for shits and giggles. You see me?
In Glasgow, this was 3 weeks out and he had sold 400 out of the 2,500 tickets.
Yo, that is brutal. Selling 400 tickets out of the 2,500 capacity 4 weeks out. Again, forget promoting events. Like, again, I've got experience because I've promoted events, I've DJ'd in places. Forget that. Do you know, you all can all relate. How scary is it when you try to organize a birthday dinner for yourself with your friends? How scary is it trying to think who's going to come, who's not going to come? You're not too sure if anyone's going to arrive. You booked a table. You're there on your own before everyone's arrived there. Just organizing a birthday dinner. Getting your friends to come out just to have some drinks. It takes a lot. Even if you're going to fucking pay for it. Right? Getting your friends to come to your house for fucking Christmas dinner. Can you imagine how much your bum would be on fire trying to sell 2,500 tickets abroad in a market you're not that familiar with, and you're Brendan Schaub? Can you imagine how nerve-wracking that must be? You can't sell out the comedy store, you can't sell out the Laugh Factory, you can't sell out the Ice House. You're cancelling shows in Raleigh, right? on the week of, and then you book a tour in the UK, in Scotland, and you try to book theatres. $2,500 tickets you're trying to sell, and you can't sell out the Laugh Factory. How does that make any sense? Please, somebody tell me why he thought that made sense. That might be one of the stupidest things you've ever done. If I was him, I would have maybe done 3 shows. One in Glasgow, one in Manchester or Liverpool, one in London, and then went back home. 3 shows, capacity probably 500. I would have done that. Max 500 capacity. If you sell out the first date, then maybe add a second date, right? Just to kind of give it a little bit of a, make there be a little bit of anticipation and need and whatever it may be to go. But I would have picked 3 locations in the UK or one maybe in Europe, but 3 locations only. Hit them all, 500 capacity stadium or whatever, arenas, venues, whatever they may be. Sell some merch, shake hands, go on podcasts in that country too, right? To get some content out there and to get you known to different markets, and then go on your merry way. But he tried to be the big boy. He wanted to be like all the big comedians. He wanted to book theaters and have the appearance of being successful without doing the groundwork of just, you know, even if it's going to cost you more to get there, do it for the marketing and just let it happen and just let it play out how it plays out. But then instead, he tried to book all these big places and had to cancel the week of. Brutal.
Which honestly is a lot more than I expected. I guess Glasgow is the international capital of the thick empire. But what I don't understand is why Schaub always does this to himself. The hubris of him to think he could fill out a 2,500 seater in another country when he can barely do that in his home state. His management should be sitting down with him and having a talk, because if I was him, I'd be so fucking embarrassed at the constant shit show that's his career. I used to think that Braindom was too thick in the head to get this, but the more I get to know him, the more I realize that he does know. He's just doing his Hollywood thing by lying and trying to milk it for as long as he can. Even BGL confirmed that Brenda is aware that things are trending in the wrong direction.
Okay, this is a quote from the subreddit. AMA, what does it say here? It says, "Hey Mark, why does Brendan keep going on the road when his comedy is terrible and he constantly cancels shows because of terrible ticket sales?" BGL replied, he still makes money, but sure things are trending in the wrong direction. He can't fix it because that would require self-reflection and a new vision of himself other than I'm already awesome and people just show up because I'm inherently awesome and people love me. The road I've come to determine is 1, drinking, 2, narcissistic supply. What's narcissistic supply? Narcissistic supply. What does this mean? Narcissistic supply is a form of psychological addiction where the narcissist requires and even demands limitless special treatment, admiration, importance, validation to feed their sense of entitlement and self-centeredness. I don't think that's true. Do you get the feeling that Brendan has... I don't think he requires validation. He just lies a lot. No? Jared Mellerek, I have that. That's me. No, that's not really true. I don't think he has a psychological addiction where he needs or demands limited special treatment. Not really. He just lies a lot. He lies to get validation. Okay, so yeah, you're right. That's good. Yeah, he lies about the ticket sales so he can validate himself that he's a successful comedian. Yeah, maybe that's true. Maybe. Look at BGL making us Google things, right? Look at him. Look at BGL. Hope you get your money wherever you are, brother. Hope you get your money.
But he has the introspection of a peanut. He knows that he's cancelling shows due to low attendance, and he just tries to save face. And it's all good, man. If he was honest and humble about the whole thing, it wouldn't be such a big deal. A lot of other comics straight up admit that they can't sell tickets, so they have to cancel a show. No biggie, but the fact that he always comes up with such absurd excuses, like the DA being recalled or I gotta stand up for what's right, is what does him wrong. Like in this next clip, Bapa straight up admits that he'll lie when he has to cancel a show. show.
Warner Theater, Washington, D.C. That's another big boy. 1900. Been on sale 6 months. Got about 350 tickets sold.
That's a
goner.
That's a tough.
Now that's
I would cancel. I would cancel.
That's February 11th. Hey,
Chrissy,
people
very
in
liberal
Washington,
city.
D.C. People in Washington, D.C. You might get a Chris got COVID email next year.
That's what I told him to do. That's what I told him to do.
I'm not sure if any other comedians cancel this many shows, but this can't be normal or sustainable. But we already know that Fat Patrick doesn't care as long as he gets his whiskey, addies, baddies, and nicotine pouches. Anyways, if you like,
it's just crazy to think the opportunities this guy was given, a career on a silver platter, and he just makes a concerted effort to fuck it. Like, I don't get it. You get given the chance of a lifetime by meeting Callan. Chance encounter. You get to meet someone that's already made it in comedy. He's passed at the Comedy Store. He's got a career as being a comedic actor. Good amount of credits. Known in the industry. He then introduces you to Joe fucking Rogan. You become friends with one of the biggest podcasters in the world, entertainment figures in the world out there, who then gives you a platform to boost yourself. All you have to do is just ride it. Just keep it chugging along. Do your fight picks, do your pod, have a couple of laughs, make some more jingles like Big Dick Bandits and Turbo Slut t-shirts. Just keep chugging along. Just keep doing the same thing, adding some bits extra here and there, but just keep it moving. Easy peasy. Nothing crazy. But no, he can't just keep on this path and just keep chugging along, being the lovable douchebag or the lovable jock, and just keep it going there, laugh at yourself from time to time, and just keep it chugging along. But no, he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. It's like, he's a fascinating figure, mate. Fascinating guy. I just can't understand it. Like, but maybe there's a self-sabotage element to him as well, innit? Maybe there's a self-sabotage element to this guy as well. You never know. We played that. We played this. Oh, let's play my guy Podcast Cringe. Actually, we didn't play Podcast Cringe episode. I forgot to play that. Let's get Podcast Cringe up on the channel. He's got a new. He's got a thing about Tom Segura again. Everybody's annoyed by that Segura stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just disconnected and over it. I don't give a fuck, to be honest. He's always been like that. He's always been a bit of a cunt. Now he's got a bit of money in his pocket. It's kind of maybe validated him a little bit, but he's always been like this. Even when he was fat and quote unquote broke or poor, he was always like this. I'm surprised people are only clocking onto it. Like, I never really I might sound like a simp because everyone always like, oh, you sound like a simp because you're backing him, but I never enjoyed the Garth Brooks troll. I've got to be honest. Yeah, he's a bit weird. I understand. But going into his comments and trolling him and spamming, I never enjoyed that troll. Personally, I didn't like it. Going to his shows and bringing signs up and like, it didn't sit right with me. I thought that was a bit weird, to be fair. You know, it kind of stepped the line. Personally, for me, again, I could be in the wrong. You guys could think I'm a bit of a pussy and I'm being a simp and whatever. But I didn't like the Garth Brooks thing. Personally, I didn't like it. I think it was weird. But hey, what do I know? People say Garth Brooks might kill some people, so maybe he got it coming to him. Who knows? Let's play the video. Big up my guy, Podcast Cringe. New video alert here titled Tom Segura goes full Karen. Let's see what he has to say about this. Come on, mate. Play for me. Let's go.
Here's the thing: if you're still mad about this, just know that it's your mindset and you're thinking.
Assad, Tom used to look like the lasagna girl. Tom has that personality of the person who, when they start CrossFit, they just become insufferable. You know that person. They get into CrossFit, they get into triathlons, Ironmans. It's just like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, leave me alone. Not everything is a fucking Murph. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck off. Like,
like a loser. But you don't have to.
You don't.
You can change the way you think, but you have to accept the way you're thinking right now is not going to get you anywhere. You're being bitter, you're being petty, you're insecure, you're not confident, and you can change that, but you have to be proactive. If you just sit around and you know what? you only have what you have because of fans, so don't talk about us like that. Yeah, but you're still a loser if you're thinking like that. And so you're maybe, I'm lucky to have you as a loser fan, but you don't have to be that way. You could be a winner, you know?
I'm sorry, but I love that rant because I know every comedian probably feels the same way. They despise their fans. They just tolerate them for what it is, but they fucking despise their fucking fans.
You just got to change the way you think.
What's up, losers? Welcome back to another video. Shout out to all you poor people out there doing it tough. Remember to stop making excuses and change your attitude. It's the only way. And speaking of doing it tough, our boy Tom Segura, well, he's having a rough time, it seems. He was at the airport and, why don't we just let him explain it for us? Dumb from American Air made me gate check my bag so she feels the little power she has in her life.
Jesus Christ.
I get it. You win this round. Some get mad when people vent online at their airline frustrations, but honestly, it's a healthy outlet. Think of the alternatives. Writing is probably the best option. You get the emotions out, get some validation, and you can fantasize that old face sees what you wrote. So then American Airlines responded and replied to Tom saying, "We know you're no rookie, Tom, and you know how to pack a bag. We're sorry for the hassle today." To which he replied, "This is a psychological tactic that well-trained people across all businesses use because it's effective. They empathize with the customer's emotion. Typically, people feel seen and heard and immediately calm down after this acknowledgement. I still wish awful things on Gate Agent." This is where you can kind of tell that Tom's being serious. He's not joking around. He might be a little bit, but to analyze their reply like that and lead into it, he's not kidding.
Do you think so? I thought that was just a funny joke. Do you agree with Podcast Cringe that he was being sinister and he was like on go mode? I thought that was just a really funny joke.
So then to conclude all of this, he tied it all up nicely with, "Lesson learned, to forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness. I want you to know I forgive the gate agent that behaved like a child in order to feel like a boss, and I hope the next passenger does too." To which one of his fans replied, "This is one of the gayest things I've ever read on Twitter." Oh, that's funny. So then, speaking of replies, Tom actually took the time out of his super busy celebrity schedule to engage with people on Twitter. Weird, huh? For someone who's so busy.
True.
And he made it crystal clear how he thinks about this kind of stuff. Well, your whining sounds like she made the right call. Minor inconveniences are the horror. You sound like an airline employee.
I'm surprised no one told him you should work harder to make more money so you don't have to wait in line with us pause or something along those lines. I'm surprised no one gave him that report, gave him that retort or pushback. Why don't you just like work harder and make more so you can not be here with us because you don't think much of us? You know what I mean? I'm surprised. Maybe they did. Who knows?
Should have been on a private jet, Tommy. Your fault for interacting with pause. Yep.
Exactly.
You sound pretty ego-driven and entitled from this post, Tom. You've been losing touch lately with your fan base, can't even relate with what you say anymore. That's what making too much money does to people, I guess. To which Tom replied, "Oh wow, thanks for your cool insight. I'd sure hate to lose touch with dumb who can't relate to a bag check at the airport. Have fun on the choo-choo, bud." Ooh.
That's one of the things I've always been fascinated when it comes to stand-up comedians. They're very good at pretending to be not even working class, but like the everyman. Rogan's a good example of it. Even though he's been a multi-millionaire, close to a billionaire for the majority of his adult life, he's probably been rich for more years than he's been poor. He still seems like the regular guy type of thing, right? And people kind of like that, which is probably in part why he's so popular. But I wonder how they do that. Is it just by wearing like regular guy clothes, like not having designer clothes, not having crazy watches, because a lot of these comedians, with the exception of maybe Bert and a few of them, they don't really post about their cars. They don't post crazy stuff about their houses. They kind of keep themselves kind of modest online. They don't really let it be known what they have. So people kind of feel like they are just like them when they're not. They're super rich. But for some reason, some of them think, fuck that, I'm the rich guy, you guys are the peasants, you're my fucking fans. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, there's something in it. I wonder how they do that. And I also wonder why people believe them, because they're not regular guys. None of these guys, for the most part, the majority of them haven't even had a regular job their entire adult life. They've all been doing fun entertainment type shit. So, yeah, interesting to me.
Oof, that one was brutal. Some hard truths right there. I mean, even though that's kind of mean, the truth can be like that.
Yeah, exactly, Assad. Rogan talks about delivering papers in the 70s like he fought in Vietnam. Rogan long sleeve t-shirts. Joe wears dress hoodies like the homeless. Real down to earth. Rogan's like, the closer the hem of my hoodie is to the ground, the more relatable I am. The longer my sleeves are, the more down to earth I am. Rogan dresses fucking crazy, bro. He doesn't have, Rogan's nearly a billionaire. He doesn't have one suit that fits him properly. You can't even get one suit tailored properly. He wears these fucking like Moss Bros fucking higher suits that you wear to weddings and funerals and shit. Like, I mean, just like with the fucking crazy shoulders, like the ones that you wear for the first, like you only get your first office job, or you're going to a job interview and your dad gives you his blazer, or your uncle, or you get it from a fucking charity shop. It's just like you walk in and you have that walk of somebody that's never worn a blazer. You know, when you first wear a blazer, it's a bit uncomfortable to wear. You're not really comfortable in it. You're not really loose, you know? You kind of look like somebody that doesn't wear a blazer. That's how fucking Rogan looks. He looks like kids when they dress up in their dad's clothes, you know? Oh, fucking Rogan, man.
Right.
And I've also got a theory. Maybe it's my tism kicking in. Is it me, or does it look like Rogan purposely wears shoes bigger than his foot size? I think Rogan's got a bit of an insecurity about how big his feet are. I feel like he wears shoes bigger than his actual foot size. So he might be a US 9, but he wears like a US 11. Keep an eye out for it. When you see a picture of Rogan's feet, look at it and think of me. I think Rogan purposely wears shoes 2 sizes bigger than his foot size.
But this one here, this one got me good. Tom absolutely roasted old cowboy over here who said Tom sounds like a pre-Madonna. I think he meant to say prima donna, which is a very temperamental person with an inflated view of their own talent or importance. And even though that perfectly describes Tom and his buddy Bert, that guy really did walk into that one. Nice work, Tom. That one was actually funny. And then there were the people who supported what Tom said and did. There's obviously going to be people on both sides here. She's still a poor though. Possibly lots on here though. Y'all, it's not about him being inconvenienced by checking his bag. It's about the larger issue here. Flight attendants who get off and telling people what to do just because they say so. That wasn't a flight attendant though. It was an agent. But anyway, so Tom replied, and zero consistency. They're boarding people with the same bag. Such nonsense. They literally said, we need room for all the bags. I'm flying with one roller bag. That's it.
Isn't this also, to be honest, forget all the Tom being, you know, disrespectful and whatnot. Isn't this also really hacky? I just thought about it now. Isn't this like the antithesis of hacky stand-up comedy material? Like airport stuff, no? Like, who gives a fuck? Everyone gets delayed at the airports. That train station, it's the most basic, normie, hacky, shitty comedy ever, right? Like, what is this, man? Surely you should have a bit more like shame and pride in your work, not to kind of bring up, not to even talk about this sort of stuff, because everybody has the same issue. Just get on with it. Airports are annoying. Anywhere you go, unless you're fucking flying on Qatari Airlines, most airports and most airlines are fucking annoying. It just is what it is. You put up with it because you have no other choice. Like, what is this stuff, man? You're not the only person that's had an inconvenience when it comes to their luggage on the fucking plane. It's not that big of a deal. Imagine me as a grown-up tweeting a fucking airline on social media, thinking I'm telling them something. I'm never going to fly with you guys again. They're like, yeah, all right, cool. We don't give a fuck.
Now, if you're wondering where all of this came from, it's actually been a slow build-up for Tom. He's talked about the inconsistency a couple of times. Back in 2021, he called out this exact situation on his podcast.
One time I go through and I was fired up that day and somebody told me, I don't know, probably something they're supposed to tell me, but I was like, I was just like not having it. And so I walk through, because it's very like, it's not consistent, I feel like, right?
Not at all.
There's not consistent. That's the part that's like very upsetting sometimes, is like, you can't bring that backpack through. I fly with this every week. I don't care if you fly with it every week. And I'm like, it's definitely okay to put this through. And like, I'm like, okay. So, we're having our back and forth. I go, well, it's going through the machine. Go, you check it out, right? And then I walk through and I see.
I wish I could have that level of fucking assuredness. That is such a Karen attitude, isn't it? That fucking just, no, it's my right. It's like, these are the type of people that you hated when you used to work retail or worked in a bar. These type of people, this type of personality, this kind of entitlement, like everything revolves around them. So, yuck.
Like 6 of them get in a huddle and just start conversing like about their day, right?
Yeah.
And I'm watching people like go through security. So I just pull out my phone. I'm like, here's America's finest, doing their best
Protecting
right now.
our borders.
Yeah. And I'm just like filming them. And I'm watching people like, walk through, grab. I'm like, no one's getting checked here, right? And as I'm filming, one of them goes, "Sir?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Please don't film us. Okay, you can't film." I go, "Was it like I can't? I think I can." And she was like, and I just kind of did that for, I don't know, a few seconds. And I was like, "You're not going to take this phone, and I'm not going to delete the video." So whatever, I turn it off.
He's such a fucking brat. He sounds like such a fucking cunt, innit? Imagine having to deal with him as a customer. Fucking hell, bro.
And then I grab my and I go, and it just was like, it was my version of being like, "Hey, you for being a."
So this wasn't some one-off incident for Tom. Let's just put this into perspective. Tom's a frequent flyer. He's always on the road or flying around to look at watches or cars to add to his collection, making business deals. The life of a celebrity entertainer / entrepreneur / wheeler and dealer. Maybe he gets that from his dad, who used to be an investment banker for Merrill Lynch. Anyway, I digress. Tom doesn't just have issues with airport staff, it's also just people in general when it comes to flying. You see, you got to understand, for a guy like Tom, going to airports and flying is one of the only times he's surrounded by people and can't escape. Think about this.
Oh, true. What a great point. What a great fucking point. It's the only time he's actually surrounded by paws, as he likes to call them. Regular civilians. That also explains why some comedians don't like meet and greets. I got it. There's some comedians who charge for meet and greets, like Brendan allegedly charges for meet and greets, and there's some comedians that don't like doing any meet and greets. And some of it obviously because annoying fans, but I think a lot of it has to do with they don't actually like talking to regular people. They have this idea that only comedians can have funny jokes and regular people don't get humor and blah, 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 blah. And they just have a bit of contempt for their audience also. Wow. This might explain everything.
Right? When he's on stage in front of thousands of people, he's got a microphone in his hand and everyone just listens to him talk. There's probably no other situation in his life where he's so exposed to the everyday man in such an intimate environment.
Exactly. I sat down and the guy was like, "How's it going?" Exactly. And I already had earbuds in. He's like, "How's it going?" So I took one out. I go, "What's that?" He goes, "How's it going?" I was like, "Oh, it's good." And I put it back in. And then he was like, so I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "Oh yeah, it was like packed flight or whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, a lot of people on the flight." Put it back in. And then his mouth moved again, and I just went like, you gotta be kidding me. How are you not picking up on this?
I know.
Yeah. You see, I'm stopping. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, you see, it's not just poor old airport staff that get under Tom's skin. It's just...
I kind of find it funny, I'm not going to lie. He actually hates hates his fans deep down. Like, I fucking love it, man. He fucking despises them. These people pay his way. They pay his fucking salary. They help him to live a life that he lives, to put his kids through private school, to live in a nice house, to have a great life. And he despises them from the bottom of his soul. Like, I fucking love it, man. It's so funny. You can't even hide it.
Just people in general who inconvenience his movement or just his thoughts in general. Remember, that comedy brain. But it isn't just him. Tom's celebrity habits have rubbed off on his hard-working comedy legend of a wife who's been grinding for years just like Tom to make it to the top. And some people just don't seem to get it.
I was in first class because I earned it. Okay, I've been a comic for a million years. And this next to me. Thank you. It's the same story. Like, it's dark as it's the first flight out.
It's the worst.
And he's the only a-hole. He's open, and both open. Both. And then he's like a child where he has to be watching his stupid show with his earbuds.
Yeah, I don't get this, by the way, because this happened to me last week too, where it was all the way open. And
what are they complaining about? Somebody having their window open on the seat. Come on, bro, man. We get it. It can be an inconvenience, but is it worth like complaining about on your fucking podcast? Is it really that deep? I know it's annoying when you're getting on the first flight out and you're tired and you want to sleep and someone's got the window open, but come on though. Is it really that much of an inconvenience that it warrants remembering and retelling on the pod many days after the fact? Like, come on.
And they're watching something. You're like, you realize the glare is making it harder to watch, right?
Yes.
The f are you doing?
I almost was going to tell him.
I like that phrase. I was in first class because I earned it, okay? I've been a comic for a million years. Doesn't really work though. Maybe if it was, I've been working on an oil rig for a million years, or I've been a firefighter for a million years, even I've been a nurse for a million years. But being a comic for a million years, what does it have to do with flying first class?
Exactly.
Is it like some natural progression? Maybe some of you watching can explain to me in the comments. I guess I just don't have the right attitude, huh? That's actually something I should probably take some advice from Tom on. Let's take a closer look because maybe he posted something on Twitter that can help me out. The lowest level paws get upset as they've been trained to do when you point out they're happy to do what I'm told, servant mentality. They don't value time because their time is worthless. You are specks of shit on a washcloth and washcloths belong in the trash. Oh, geez, mate. All the paws and losers have the same response. Oh, you are inconvenienced. Well, you should accept it. That's what me and my dumb poor family have done for generations. This is why you're poor. Oh.
I'm sorry, but that tweet is funny. I'm sorry. That tweet is funny. I don't care what you say. The one at the bottom. All the poors and losers have the same response. Oh, you are inconvenienced. Well, you should accept it. That's what me and my dumb poor family have done for generations. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That just makes me laugh. I love a good mask off moment. I love when psychos just go full blown psycho. You know me. You know I've got something. You know I've got a bit of a thing for the fucking unhinged, and this is it. Because deep down there's a fucking rage inside of this guy. Like, you know that bit about on the Your Mum's House about Tom being a serial killer. That's true. That comes from a true place because he has some fucking rage in him where he could legitimately run over a homeless person, like, and just keep on going. You know, you can run them over and just keep on going and sleep like a fucking baby.
Oh man, that is so brutal. Just saying. Anyway, I don't fully disagree with Tom here. Funnily enough, he's gone full savage, but there definitely is some truth to what he's saying. Many rich and successful people think in a different way. Perhaps they're more creative or more willing to take risks. but maybe they can be more creative and take more risks because they have a buffer, a safety net, effectively, or they're just more comfortable, through the support of their rich parents, for example, just like Tom. And that's actually one thing we know for sure through studies and research, that successful people on average attribute their success to their own hard work or ingenuity instead of circumstantial luck or just convenience, which has been shown to play a much larger role in becoming successful than hard work or ingenuity. And that's where people like Tom get this idea that their time is worth more than yours.
That's what I've always not understood. Hey, big up Ostencation, appreciate it, brother.
Didn't they used to say that only black people use washcloths? Or am I misremembering that? So washcloths belong in the trash is a low-key dig at black people?
I've been laughing at Tom. I've been laughing with Tom this whole time, and he's been dissing me and my people. I've been giving him all these excuses, and he's actually calling me a nignog. He's telling me go back to my country. Oh my God. I've been like Samuel Jackson on fucking Django. I've been like, no, carrying Tom and that. That's what I'm Samuel Jackson's character in Django. Oh my God. Please forgive me, Wakanda. Forgive me. Forgive me, Stevie Wonder. Forgive me. Forgive me, Elton John. Forgive me. Forgive me, Phil Collins. Forgive me. Forgive me, Simply Red. Forgive me. Shit.
Because in a sense it is. If Tom misses a day of work so he can't podcast because he's lost his voice or whatever, then his loss will be much higher than if you or me miss a day of work, probably in the tens of thousands of dollars. Now that's a lot of money. I get where he's coming from. Time is money after all. But here's the thing, that plane wasn't going to take off any faster if he didn't have to check his bag. He's mixing issues all into one to make...
Oh, look at that. My words are coming back to haunt me, innit? Big up Lanklin. Don't try to make sense of it, I go. Just have fun. Oh, my words are coming back to haunt me, innit? I told that guy watching Cute Lasagna Girl not to make sense of it because it's just psychos, and here I am trying to make sense of it. I'm catching L after L after L today, innit? Jesus Christ. First I'm defending a racist. Then I'm not seeing that I'm doing the same thing other people are doing. I'm turning into Brendan. I'm turning into Brendan Schaub in real time. Fuck. In a couple of years, there's going to be a Reddit about me.
Make his point, and the bottom line is, this was all just ego, and he made it clear himself. He was having a go at the agent for letting the power get to her head and for her being bossy. Ironic, huh? And that's where I kind of lose Tom when he goes on these rampages. Don't get me wrong, the way he leaned into this whole situation was funny as hell. Come on, admit it. A part of you was laughing at some of those tweets and the way he kept going deep and roasting everyone. But don't be mistaken, Tom's being dead serious. This isn't some ongoing bit that he's doing like many of his fanboys want you to believe. Tom genuinely dislikes poor people, and he doesn't like it when the common man or woman get in his way. Remember earlier this year when he roasted that group of his audience who complained about him and Bert constantly going on about their expensive watches and their cars?
I did a podcast with Bart, it was a few weeks ago, and I think I had just seen somebody be like the podcast. Sometimes they'll be like the podcast. Really don't like when you talk about like that you got to watch or you guys will you talk about like any success you've had because like I'm having a hard time. So therefore, and I was like, what a loser, you know, like to read somebody going like, hey, you talking about something that's good or you know, a success in your life, it makes me feel bad about my life.
Okay, hang on. So this is what annoys me about this whole situation. People weren't complaining about him and Bert talking about watches and cars. That's not what people were saying.
Exactly.
That's how Tom has muddled all of this up in his head to justify his response. It clearly got to him, otherwise he wouldn't have turned it into this massive thing. The issue for people, including myself, was that Tom and Bert were spending way too much time on their regular podcasts and on other podcasts as well, just talking about all the stuff they have and all the cool things they get to do all the time. No one cares if they buy expensive things. All rich celebrities do. I guarantee you, Joe Rogan has way more expensive stuff than these Muppets, but Rogan doesn't spend so much time going on and on and on about his new shiny car and how much he deserves it because he works hard. People want to be entertained on these podcasts, not constantly reminded of how awesome these guys are because they're rich and famous.
I was bothered because I don't like hearing the excuses. You know, where it would extend.
I don't like hearing criticism or feedback.
To also, it reminds me of, to me, this has a direct correlation also with health and fitness. I want to work out, and then you go, yeah, but
there's a but.
There's always a but. I'm tired, or this is, I don't feel like it today. Like there's always an excuse, right?
Yeah.
So I started to take fitness more seriously, I'd say, in the last year, and so some people notice and they go, congratulations, or that's great, keep going. Like they positive. And then you always find some people who go, must be nice. And you're like, what must be nice? And they're like, I mean, must be nice that you can afford to, go to the gym. And like, I'm like, wait. So is your position that only people with money are into fitness?
Okay, here he goes again. He's completely missed the point. Before Tom got rich, he was a fat slob. He's only upgraded to a dad bod over the last couple of years after his injury, and you guessed it, after he could afford to have a personal trainer literally follow him around the world on his tours to train him.
I started touring with Tom back on the Ball Hog tour. When we were training together.
No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way. No fucking way. This guy was bragging and trying to fucking gaslight people about the gym thing, and he had a personal trainer following him around the world. Not even a personal trainer in America. A personal trainer going with him. He came to England recently. He came to London recently. This personal trainer was with him here in Europe. He didn't even do it on his own. Again, it's not a bother. You can have a personal trainer. Personal trainers don't cost much anyway. You can get it done. It is what it is. But he's making it sound like he actually did this all on his own, when in actuality, he had all the help needed to. Some guy has to sacrifice his time. Yes, he's making money to follow you around the world to get you to work out because you can't do it on your own. Okay, I think I changed my mind. Tom's a piece of shit. I agree now. Tom's a fucking piece of shit. Tom is a fucking piece of shit, and I don't know how his fans put up with this shit. He's rich enough to afford Ozempic. He's rich enough to have the treatment. Because again, he had a serious injury. That injury was fucking crazy. He had the money available because America, you guys don't have free healthcare. He had the money available to afford the fucking, whatever the surgery needed to fix that issue. The money needed to rehabilitate himself. Then he had the ability to kind of get probably a nutritionist. The money to afford him to get a personal trainer to get him out to teach him how to fucking do dumbbell curls and how to bench and how to fucking squat because he can't do it on his own. Right? He's not even training in regular gyms. He has probably a section sent out for him that he can go and train in. He flies his fucking trainer around with him around the world. Has him probably feeding him dinner like a fucking baby. In these little, like, you know, what they call them? In those little meal kit things. I can't believe I was defending. This guy's a piece of shit, man. What a piece of shit. What a condescending, egotistical, gaslighting piece of fucking shit. You've got a guy telling you how to do push-ups. You're paying his ticket. You're paying for his fucking accommodation. He's feeding you food like a fucking baby. Here comes the aeroplane. Put it in your fucking mouth as a grown adult to get you to work out and lose weight. And you're probably on Ozempic. And then you're trying to poor shame your fans for calling out your privilege. Instead of just being, hey, yeah, true. You know, I'm really lucky. I've had the ability to make loads of money. Obviously, it's for the fans that I've been able to afford this lifestyle, and I've put some of that money into getting a trainer. Obviously, it's not easy. You still have to do the work, but this has really helped because I don't have the motivation. No, he's the big bad boy. He's fucking Billy Big Balls. He pulled himself up by his bootstraps. He did it all on his own. Bro, you're flying your trainer. Not even... He's in America. He's flying him around the world. So imagine you're a fan of Tom and you're a fan of Bert Kreischer in your mum's house. You have to listen to these guys every week, talk about airports, complain about private jets, talk about Rolexes, talk about cars and holidays. And then on top of that, you've got Tom trying to shame you if you're fat. When he was fat just last year, he's a recent skinny guy. He only got fit recently. And he's trying to now shame you for being fat. And he's also trying to make you feel bad because you don't work out. When in actuality, he has somebody to help him work out like a fucking PE teacher in school. What a cunt. What a fucking cunt. Oh my God, man. This guy's insufferable. Obnoxious, condescending piece of shit. Wow. Wow, Tom Segura. Wow. You're a fucking piece of shit. You really are. Oh my God. The pause. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What a piece of shit. And like Podcast Cringe said, he only got fit because he fucking stupidly broke his arm trying to jump, which is super embarrassing. He tried to jump and he broke his arm. He tried to do a layup and he broke his fucking arm. That's what made him, get healthy. And obviously, some people suggest he actually wants to get that second wife. That might also be the reason why. What a piece of shit. Personal trainer. Can't believe it, mate. I can't believe it. Let's play.
He thought it would be a good idea, to go out like the last quarter of the tour and, train him while he was on the road.
So if you're a
big up God's Node, appreciate
And it was
you.
at that moment we realized his breaking his arm had less to do with anything other than his hubris to go for it in the first place.
That was Tom fat. That was Tom unathletic. That was Tom doesn't play sports. And in his brain, he thought he had the ability to do what he tried to do.
a single parent or you're just working 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet, wouldn't it be nice to have a personal trainer follow you to work and train you in your breaks, or even just to motivate you to train after work by literally being there ready to go? I mean, think about the relationship you're missing out on with your trainer.
Working with Tom is, I mean, you really can't ask for anything better.
What? What's going on here? Hold on. What the fuck is going on here? Is this like a troll? Is this a troll? Please, is this a troll? Is this a troll? What the fuck is going on here? So, the whole second wife thing is a bit of a ruse. There is no second wife. It's a second guy. Or it's another person. What the fuck is... Why is he looking like he's about to cry? Is Tom fucking his trainer? Oh my god. I didn't know this was happening. Can you imagine how distraught Christina Pajinski's gonna be? Can you imagine how distraught Christina's gonna be? If Tom doesn't leave her for some bimbo, like he always says on the show as the meme, he actually leaves her for his trainer. Can you imagine how much that will absolutely destroy her? Okay.
Can't, man. I mean, it's...
Nah, this can't be real. This can't be real. He's in on his meme. This can't be real. This can't be real. I don't believe this is real. He's part of the... He knows Your Mum's House humor. The documentary is called I Came Everywhere. Like, this has to be a meme. This has to be a skit. It has to be a bit. There's no way this is real. There's no way this is real. I don't believe this. There's no way this is real. This has to be a skit. This has to be a fucking skit. This has to be a skit. Please, guys, this has to be a skit. The documentary is called, look, the clip is from a documentary called I Came Everywhere. Has to be a skit. One more time. This has to be a skit. One more time. One more time. All the way through.
With your trainer.
Working with Tom is... I mean, you really can't ask for anything better. Can't, man.
I can't talk. I'm mad.
I mean,
I'm
it's
fucking mad. Nah, this is...
Oh man, I gotta get me a personal trainer. Seriously, what even is this?
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Anyway, so Tom's definitely losing it. I wonder how much longer until Netflix drops him. I mean, he was dropping C-bombs left, right, and center on Twitter. It probably wouldn't even matter much to him at this point anyway, and I think he kind of knows that. Look how being dropped by SNL helped Shane Gillis, and also how being dropped by Netflix helped Andrew Schultz. As long as these guys have their buddy Joe Rogan to keep plugging their shows and specials, they'll be fine. And like I said, these guys know that. They're uncancelable at this point, but I'm not sure what they're going to do when their fans eventually get sick of being punched down on and treated like dirty rags. I think Tom needs to get some advice from his buddy Bert on how best to travel and avoid all these inconveniences. Remember, no one travels quite like Bert does. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe so you get all my videos.
Fucking hell, bro. That was so weird. I'm sure that was a skit. I don't believe that was true. That has to be a skit. That has to be a fucking skit. I don't believe in the slightest. This nigga was like crying. Look at him. I can't talk. I got no words, bro. I think I'm gonna have to end it there, guys. It's 5:30. I need to head to the gym. I got no words. I've got no... Why does my camera look like that as well? Why is it all like weird angle? Why isn't it flat? Why is it going up that way? Anyway, yeah. No. There's no way I'm putting no chin today, bro. I'm leaving. Chin for the next stream. Please, I beg of you. Chin for the next stream. I beg. Chin for the next stream. I'm sorry. I apologize. Next stream we do chin. Lo siento. Please. I can't do this. I can't watch chin after that. My brain's gonna melt. Please, I beg of you. Chin next time, and we'll go through the chin stuff. But yeah, it's 5:30 now. I'm gonna jet. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I can't understand what's going on. Honestly, I need to find out what the deal is. There needs to be a skit. I need to find out what's going on with that guy. I need to find out what's going on with this guy. I gotta find out now. I'm so intrigued. Anyway, thank you people for tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys. Please make sure you like the stream for me. Do me a favor, that'd be greatly appreciated. Like the stream down below. That'd be greatly fucking appreciated. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure, never a chore. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Probably tomorrow, if not the day after that. And we are going to continue, and I promise we'll go through some chin stuff, and we'll go through some other chin stuff also. But for now, I'll love you and leave you. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out there. Big up Edu, Honky Tonk, Tennessee, Brandon, I see you. Jared Mellerick, thank you for hanging out. KP, The Watcher, William Utsi, I see you. Crash, thank you for hanging out. NJ Ranger, big up you, my guy. Big up Austin Casey, big up you. Big up Brandon, I mentioned. Yeah, Z, KP, MK, Teju, Alejandro, Assad. Who else I'm seeing here? Dylan B, Jubu, Alejandro, I mentioned before already. God's Node, I see you. Big up you. Cloud K20, I see you. Everybody in the chat, thank you for hanging in, man. I appreciate all of you. It's been a pleasure, never a chore. Thank you for hanging out there. Andrew W, I see you. Thank you for hanging out there. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you all again very, very soon, my guys. Peace.